check, radio check, 1, 2. Radio check, anybody copy? Blah, blah, blah. Hey, Static K, Cat Eyes. I don't know what the hell Cam's doing. I sent him a message. If it was easier for him, I'll just post a StreamYard link and he can blabber here, or anybody else can. Let me throw out the link for you guys if anybody wants to come up. Nobody comes up, I'm not going to stand up here because I really have nothing to talk about. Other than I welded a cheese grater to a unicycle. I'm not even going to tell you what that request was for. Sometimes I wish it wasn't so goddamn stupid. All right, who all's in here? Let me look. Say hello to everybody. Static, blah, blah, blah. Mikey Mike, hey, what's up? Thanks for the copy. Damone, what's going on, man? Warning labels. Fuck me and my horse. Yeah, well, you know. 502, what's going on? Oh, you have a premiere? I didn't know. I'm sorry, am I stepping on you? I thought, man, I usually check to make sure nobody's live before I go. Is your premiere going on right now? Yeah, what was like I was kind of in Cam's chat, but yeah, 502, let me know what's going on because I didn't know you were having a premiere. Um, what the fuck is that noise? Oh, you guys might get to hear me shoot a coyote. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, hey, what's up, Matt, Sarah, kid nurse? What's up, Steph? If Cam's live, like I didn't go notice. I checked, but like I sent him a message that if he wanted to, like I could do StreamYard from here and he can blabber here if that'd make it easier for him. So I think his connection was shit. Yeah, I saw that. Somebody trying to steal his dog, trying to say it's not his, but we all know. And I stick up for Cam a lot. I've told Cam my problems that I have with him, and I do help him with catches behind the scenes. So it's not like he's my buddy and I'm, trying to. But we've all seen him with that dog multiple times. He loves that dog, and he's had it for a while. I don't know how long, but oh, somebody wants to come up. AWPG. Wrestler's mom, Sarah, Victor. Victor, get your ass up here, man. See, I don't really know Jen. There's so many Jens in the chats that it's like bills, man. There's like 20 bills, and I can't tell. If you guys say hi to me and I don't say it back, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just really lazy and I don't want to type everybody's name into the chat. And sometimes I don't know who the hell you're talking to. So there's that. Hey, what's up, Richard? Oh, by the way, some of you notice that you have wrenches now. I went through and made some changes in personnel. If you notice that your wrench is gone, you can go ahead and DM me and we'll talk about it. But you can't ban somebody from my chat just because you don't like them for another reason. I probably don't like them either. But if they're not doing something fucked up in my chat, don't fucking ban them. Okay, so who was not doxxed? I missed that part. Yeah, that's right. WPG. Never trust an ex with something you might. Yeah, that's the thing. Like I've trained all of my girlfriends how to shoot and defend themselves, and I've always bought them at least 1 or 2 guns that are theirs, and they always had access to mine. But I always did it with the understanding that if we ever break up, I get this back, right? And that wasn't because I was trying to be a greedy asshole. I let them keep all the jewelry. I don't give a fuck about that. It was just because sometimes exes get mad and they want to kill you. So, I mean, if I gave them the tool and they killed me with it, kind of stupid. So I don't know if Cam is trying to do his live. I think he had connection problems. Tell him he can jump on here and talk here, then I can control it. He can worry about driving. Shouldn't be streaming and driving, in my opinion, anyway. But here, let me throw another link in. Somebody get your ass up here because people don't want to just listen to me blabber about absolutely nothing. That annoys the shit out of me. But it gives people a place to chat, so sometimes that's why I do it. All right, Damone, you take it easy. Okay, somebody just put the first name of the person that was doxxed or not doxxed in the chat. 'Cause I'm not gonna be able to read through all this. So it was just a name. It was okay. All right. I mean, see, we throw around, I'm guilty of it too. We throw around the word dox, and most of the time it's not really a dox. You know, there are certain criteria for it to really be a dox. Like me, I was fully doxed, address, name, phone number, everything. But like I wasn't really trying to hide it. I used my real name in my social media, and they still got it wrong. They went through like 3 or 4 Bill Powells and put all this criminal history shit that didn't belong to me before they finally got it right. Oh, everybody already knows Ed's full name. That's already out there. I mean, I'm not saying use it, but everybody already knows this. Like it was, I don't know if it still is, but he had his last name on his Instagram account at one time. I don't know if he still does. So, I mean, that's not really doxing. Yeah, it's like I don't really get attached to pets. I think probably because of the way I grew up, but I understand that people really do, and it hurts. So, I mean, I can empathize with it, I guess. People. Uh, I've been putting up a lot of videos on Instagram with the kitties, just because other people like them. So I'm here, fuck it, no sweat off my back to film them for 20 seconds and throw them up there. But um, and I do like them, but I'm not really a cat. I'm not really a pet guy at all. So like I'm not emotionally attached, but I understand. I've answered this question privately a lot, and I think I've said it on here. When I was a kid, I grew up hunting and I grew up on farms, so we were always killing animals for one reason or another. Or like if your dog, like I remember a couple of dogs, I was a kid, um, your dog was your responsibility because we raised beagles and they usually had about 4 to the litter. There was 3 kids, so we'd each pick one to train and take care of ourselves. But if something happened to that dog, like it got hit on the road and it was suffering, and you just did, it needed to be put out of its misery. If that was your dog that got hit on the road, it was your responsibility to put it to sleep, to put it mildly, and bury it. So, and I think that fucked with my head, and I just can't get attached to animals anymore. I don't know. And another thing is, I when I don't remember it, but when I was a kid, the only thing in this world I'm afraid of is big dogs, especially if they're looking at me or jump on me. Like, I guess I got attacked when I was a kid. I don't remember it, but like, I can jump out of airplanes. I can be in tight spaces. If I could, I would totally crawl inside of a woman's. You know what I mean? Yeah. But the big dogs, man, they just they scare me. To be honest with you, I sent Cam a message that if he wanted me to operate um, StreamYard so he can talk here, and not have to worry about operating his phone and driving. It might be a little bit safer, but I don't think he looked at my message. So if somebody wants to tell him that, feel free. Hey, Smashley. And if I forgot to say hi to somebody, it's well, then I just, I'm not reading the whole chat because I'm blabbering. But tell Cameron to come over here. I'll keep him so he can yell all he wants and not have to worry about fucking with his phone and trying to read comments or whatever he's doing. What's up, Section 15? Oh, okay, here we go. Cat Eyes, I'm going to read your thing. Blocked me for some reason when I went to spell Edwards. His whole, oh, yeah, that fucking auto. Well, I mean, it wasn't intentional, and like his name's already out there, so I don't personally, I don't see that as a big deal. To be honest with you, I mean, Ed and I are big boys, and we run with the roughest motherfuckers in the chat. Not that it's anything real, you're just picking out a keyboard, but you could expect shit to happen. Oh, I see somebody said hi to Ed, but is he actually in here? I know, Ed, if you're in here, do you want to come up, or anybody else? Well, Cat Eyes, I mean, you weren't being, it wasn't out of malice. So, I mean, personally, hey, Sarah Luca, personally, I don't really see it as a big deal myself. So, I don't know. Hey, you back, Brian. Yep, Richard B is my cum dumpster. He has been for a long time. Hey, thanks for the bong rip. I saw somebody say hi to Edward, but I didn't see him in the chat. Is he actually in here? Edward, speak up. Oh, and I don't know if she's in here, but Cat Eyes, would you please come up here with me? I like you. I'd like to speak with you. I mean, nothing bad. I don't want to argue with you unless you want to roast me, which that'd be cool. I'm good with that. All right. You guys know that Cleopatra was born closer to the first moon landing than she was to the building of the pyramids? That's just some of the useless information I have in my head. Oh shit, Cat, I'm sorry you're not feeling good. I hope you come out okay. I get that though. I've had a lot of um well, I haven't told anybody about it, so I'm not gonna put it out here. But yeah, I was supposed to do a live for somebody a couple of days ago, and I couldn't do it. So I get it. And Cleopatra, as far as anybody knows, invented the first vibrator. She got a bunch of pissed off bees and put them in a thin wooden box, and they were all in there buzzing around, and she put it on herself and had a good time. Hey, Nevermore, what's up? Well, if somebody can come up, or I'm just gonna lock this down because I mean I can talk about useless information all night, but there's a bunch of weird shit, and I'm not saying that I'm smart at it or know as much as I should, but I'm really fascinated by history, and that's the thing. I mean, so much history isn't what they teach us in school, and like what the leaders, especially in the Egypt antiquities people, saying that the pyramids are only 5,000 years old, but geologists go down there, they're like, no, they're way older than that. They're more like 15,000, and they used to be underwater. So, and they found evidence where that desert used to be a lush forest at one time. So, and like they won't let people in to look at things, like they're hiding some shit. And I want to fucking know. I want to know what's under the Sphinx paw. That I mean, I think that like all the shit that like this technology we have and things similar to this, I think this shit's all happened before because the universe, it's hard to imagine with our little minds how small and insignificant we are compared to the universe. They believe is 13.5 billion years old. And you're telling me that all this shit that we're doing right now, it hasn't happened before? You know what I mean? It just, I don't know. And like, I really like dragons. Um, so like I mean, it's all mostly, it's probably all fantasy, but if you look through history in different parts of the world with people that supposedly did not know anything about each other, all at the same time they all had these dragons that were very similar looking. They all had scales, they all flew, they all killed people. And these people who allegedly didn't know anything about each other at the same time in history all had the same drawings and hieroglyphics and uh, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? And so there's a theory that these things had bird bones. You know, like a mammal bone will fossilize and we can find them and dig them up. But bird bones are they're hot. They're pretty much hollow and honeycombed, so they rot away really fast. So the theory is that that's what these things were. And the reason we can't find fossils of actual dragons is because they rotted away too fast. I don't know. I mean, it's cool to think about. Webb sent me a message, but I can't do it right now because I'm live. Somebody tell him I'm live and I can't. I don't even know what he's talking about. He said send him the video of the community just posted about him. I have no idea what he's talking about. Do any of you guys know what he's talking about? Hey, Julie Jade. Hey, bad guy. I'm sorry if I missed him. I've been blabbing and not looking at the chat. What's up, Julie? Hey, Julie, do you want to come up and either talk about useless information with me or talk about what you've been working on? Here, anybody can click this and I'll let you up. Uh-oh, bad guy is telling Russell's mom to get up here. Come on, Mrs. Mom, I'd like to speak to you. You seem pretty cool to me. All right, his Kidner's come up. Hey, Hills. Oh, Hills, hey, can I go with you? Well, here's what I want to do. Like I've had like 5 or 6 people that have never been on panels before. I didn't know they were coming up. They just came up, and it feels pretty good they chose me to come up on the first panel. I'm not gonna lie. And they all happen to be female. I'm, you know, I'm bragging. I am. So what I would like to do is start a tradition. Like if you ever want to go on a panel, but you're kind of shy or whatever, just whatever you want to do, just come up, and it's just like we're talking on the phone. Doesn't matter that there's, a couple dozen people watching. I thought I rinsed you, kid nurse. I can do it after the stream. I thought I did. Well, you might be one of the ones where I was really trying, and for some reason, sometimes it won't let me rinse anybody. So, but I can get you after the stream if you come up. All right, Julie. If somebody has that video that Cam's talking about, and you have the ability to screen share, you can come up and we can play it here. It's probably the same thing. If it came from Nat, it's probably the same thing that Cam already posted, but from her side, So it's probably the same thing. I don't know. I'm just guessing. I didn't rent you either. Fuck, man. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, Bright Knight went in after a stream and added some wrenches and took some wrenches. I mean, one of my rules is, and I'm not really a rules guy, but one of them is if you have a problem with somebody and it's between you guys, don't ban them from here. If they're fucking up, by all means, you are cleared hot. Like no doxing, no. I mean, like no real racial shit. I mean, if somebody, like Bad Guy and I have joked around about our races, and it's cool. We're cool. Shit like that, fine. But like, if there's like an actual racist in here, get the fuck out of here. Smashly, I collect coins too. I have since I was like 5. I've got a hell of a collection. Jump up here and we'll talk about what you got. I mean, I've forgotten more about coins than most people know. Hey, what's up, Sarah? Hey, Tatiana is here. I've got my oldest coins are. I have some from the time of Christ. I'll have to like all my shits. No, those might actually be in the safety deposit box. I can't remember where I stashed those at, but at some point I'll get some pictures for you guys. You got to remind me though, because I forget shit almost instantly. I'm with you, Matt. I hit everybody too. Okay. Thank you, Tatiana. I don't have a way to share it myself, but if somebody else has a way, you can jump up here and show it because I'm assuming it's probably the same thing Cam posted, but from the girl from Shayna's angle. I'm just a guess. I don't know. Nope, thank you, Tatiana. Have Vic make a sweet finger Jordan. Oh yeah. Is it? Yeah, man. I figured. I mean, what's the point in posting that? We've already seen it from the other angle. It doesn't make her look good, and it kind of it clears Cam. You know. Yeah, I was going through. Like I haven't talked to a lot of people the last few days, so I just going through everybody I DM with regularly and saying, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm like, "Hey, oh, fucking, I just go live and talk to everybody there." Oh yeah, I'll get you links, Ashley. Hold on. I don't have. I'm not fancy enough for Nightbot, so I got to do it manually every time. But there you go. I got to sneak into the shop and steal a Mountain Dew. Fuck, I don't have my keys. Oh well. Here's Dorothy who kick in anyway. Y'all want to hear me smash the door in? Woohoo! Been a long time since I've done that. All right, I'll fix it in the morning. Okay. Hold on a second. I had to set my phone down. Let me get you up here.
Hey.
Hang on.
All right.
Hold on. I got you something back here. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. I can hear you.
All right, good. There's no echo or anything.
No, not at all.
All right, something happened. My mic came unplugged, but I was a big boy and got it back in all by myself.
That's always good, huh?
Yeah, I'm not as thank you stupid I was.
Wait, what?
I said I'm not as think as you stupid I was.
That's a good one. That's a good one. So what kind of coins do you have? I know it's like probably not everybody's jam, but I mean, I got into it a
Well,
while ago.
my main things are error coins and Carson Cities, but like I collect about everything. I've been doing it since I was like 5.
Yeah. Yeah, I have
So
a bunch.
I
I mean, I had a big collection. I had a book that was all every penny from like 1914 on or something like that. It was
mhm.
amazing. But my mother decided that she needed it more. Stupid bitch.
uh, are
But
they graded or?
yeah, I've got a couple that are graded, but I don't know what the hell. So I have one that's a 1935 Buffalo. It's an S.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't think that they graded it, but I had a couple that were graded. I actually had a nickel that was like halfway off, like the on both sides,
Yeah,
more than like more than 60% of the way off. It was pretty freaking cool.
nice. That's the kind of stuff that I collect is the errors, any kind of error.
Yeah.
Uh, and I really like, and I also do Carson Cities.
Oh yeah.
Um, and I've got a couple of error Carson City silver dollars, which
That's
are really cool.
Yeah, I've got like so I have a 1943 silver penny, wheat penny, and then I mean, my collection was huge. I'm so,
You mean a steel cent?
yeah,
from the yeah yeah during World War II they started making pennies out of steel for a while.
Yeah, it's crazy. I had like four of those. Could you stop right now? I just got my daughter out of the bath and she decides that she needs to sing right now. So,
Yeah, that's okay.
and then I have a 1937 Buffalo. These ones are way old. 1934 Buffalo.
Nice.
But I had like
Whatever,
a
whatever you do, do not ever clean a coin because you will fuck up the value. Oh shoot! I'll try to
yeah.
watch my language since your kid can hear me. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. Yeah, I have a couple that are like super old, but they've been in a purse for a while, so they're dirty. But yeah, I never wash. I used to though. I didn't know that when I first started, and so I used to soak
Yeah,
them in hydrogen peroxide and use like a toothbrush to wash them. It was not good.
yeah, yeah. No, any kind of cleaning, like people say, oh, just use a pencil eraser. No, don't do anything. Let the professionals do it because like
Yeah.
I've seen people like I used to buy and sell coins constantly, like on eBay, and at shows and stuff.
Oh
And
really?
people would bring me some things that were really, they're like, oh, I cleaned it for you. It's like, God damn it. This thing would have been worth $350. Now it's worth 180.
Oh
you know?
yeah. You can't do that kind of stuff at all. I'm a little pissed off right now. I had so freaking many. I had a couple that were really good air coins, and they're not here. Oh gosh, why do you have to do this right now? You're such a silly girl. But yeah, and then I used to collect like gems, like rubies and um,
Mm,
tanzanite, all that fun stuff. I actually have one that I found that's like it's a tanzanite, really pretty actually.
I have a grading kit here for gems. I mean, like,
Oh,
I'm not a gemologist by any means, but like, I had a girlfriend that was really into it. And I don't know, what state do you live in?
Utah.
Okay, well, you probably don't know about there's a little town in Indiana named Nashville. We call it Little Nashville, and they have some really cool leather shops there where you can have shit handmade. Like I've got a wallet that's like 25 years old, so it looks like it's perfect. I use it every day.
Oh
But
yeah.
there's also some gem shops there where you can go in and pick out what you want cut and tell them what you want. And my girl was into that, so it was really cool. And so I kind of got into it. Then when I became a bondsman, people would want to put up jewelry as collateral, so I had to learn, what's fake and that kind of shit. But anyway, I cut you off. What were you saying?
No, that's freaking awesome. I love that.
Hmm.
Have all that kind of
I
stuff
mean,
too. You know,
I
all,
am not an expert by any means. I just had to be able to tell, is it real? Like I can judge clarity and cut and all that kind of thing.
right. That's right about where I'm at too.
But
It's fun. Well, I have so many different. I get into these like moods, I guess, where I do different, all kinds of different things. Oh man, I have so many different lives. It feels like.
yeah. Well, there is a lot more to us than just the predator stuff and the bullshit drama.
Oh
You know,
yeah,
and
oh yeah.
I really prefer it when we talk about things like this, other than the bullshit.
Oh hell yeah, yeah.
Um, you know,
So that's what I was talking about with Damone the other day. I'm like, I got him on the phone. I'm like, hey, so I'm gonna have topics, like when I do panels because it always falls into something that just I don't want in there and
right.
negative crap, and I don't want that. So I'm gonna do my next one is gonna be on dual diagnostics when they do like mental health plus the addiction part, and
Oh,
they
cool.
at the same time. And then I'm gonna have Trevor from Colorado Street Control on there because he's been through that. So yeah, I'm gonna make sure that
Right on.
he's gonna do the same because it just ends up with all the old shit that just doesn't doesn't matter. So
Well,
um
that's the thing. The people that watch us are like all the same people. That's why I try not to go live when any of you are live because I don't want to split up. You know what I mean?
oh yeah,
And
absolutely.
uh, and that's the thing. It's this kind of stuff is our common ground. So naturally, that's what we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
And like some people don't care; they just want a place to chat. Other people, all they want to hear is the bullshit drama, and I don't. It's just
It gets
because
it,
of who I am. I can't get away from it. You know what I
right.
mean? I've been into too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were on the floor in the bathroom.
Oh,
I
wonderful.
mean, I've got Haley coming back on, um,
Good.
probably this week sometime.
Yeah, Treat
Um,
to pop into Damone's chat the other night, and I don't know. I've never talked to him. No, honey, these are my good ones. I've never talked to him, and so he was just trying to talk to Edward. And yeah, it was just kind of in tech, and he was just talking about old stuff that I had no idea about, and
mhm.
yeah, it was just confusing and it was something that would probably be better in a different setting, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. That's the thing, and like I'm a front for. I'm not gonna name them. Some of it is known already, but like
Right.
if there's certain drama shit that certain catchers don't want on their channel, they're like, hey, I don't want to be involved in this, but we need it taken care of. Here it is, and
Right.
that's how that's how I started getting to be to what I am. I really don't like it, but it's necessary sometimes. So
Yeah, I get it. I get it. It's just, yeah, it gets to the point where it's just like, how many times do you say the same thing kind of thing? But I mean, I get that people's feelings are hurt. I get that 1000%. And I'm here for it. I'm here if you want to vent. I'm here if you want to talk. I'm here. I don't want people to, when you get angry, you say stupid things that you don't mean, or
sure.
you, yeah. And so I don't know. I just want people to be their best and not have to fear about talking, having people talk crap about them. It's not fun. It's not fair, and it's
Well,
childish.
the thing is the people that I go after have done something fucked up. You know what
Right?
I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't just like pick on people. You don't see me in chats just going in and just starting shit, especially if
Right.
it's a catch that don't want it in their chat.
Yeah.
Um, but like some of the stories are out there. I prefer to do it all behind the scenes without any fanfare, without any bullshit in the chats. Like I'm not gonna name them, but there were a couple of names in the last 6 months, and this has happened a few times before. Names that you used to see in chats regularly that are gone now.
And
Well,
that
I mean, everybody knows about DM York. Like I didn't do that by myself. I was just a small part of it.
right.
But shit like that, not really as extreme. But there
Yeah.
were a couple other people in the last 6 months that you just don't see around anymore, and that's because they fucked up, and I did what I do, and they're
Right.
gone. It's
Right.
much easier. Like, it's much easier that way.
Right.
It's
And
nobody's business most of the time.
no, and that's completely, that's. I mean, I don't know exactly what you're talking about, but that's probably a good thing. But there's people that are in the community that I see everywhere else, and I want to be out there and a part of it, and I just don't feel. I don't know. I feel like I've been like put in a box for so long.
Yeah. Oh no,
I,
I get it. I get it, and I hate that the community is divided like this. I really do.
Mhm.
Um,
It's difficult.
and
You're loyal to, the person that you admire and love. You're absolutely loyal to it, and then when somebody's talking drama stuff, it hurts, and
sure, and you want to
it's
fight back.
um yes and no. I'm at the point where I figure I'm not going to change everybody's mind. Nothing that I say is going to change your mind about how you feel, and it's not really my place. And so I would rather just let it be because, it's up to you. It's your choice. I'm not going to try to fight you over something that, is your opinion. That's not fair.
Right. Yeah, and I don't like that people are pitted. I mean, we've kind of started to try to mend this, which I really think it was kind of by accident, but it's starting to work. Like in theory, Cat and Eyes and I should hate each other. Damone and I should hate each other, but we don't. Well,
Right.
Cat Eyes might hate me, but I don't hate her. You know what I mean? But in
Yeah.
theory, the way the boxes work, like you said, we should hate each other. But like, I don't hate these people.
Yeah. I mean, it shouldn't be like that ever. I don't think that
Mm-mm.
it's fair. It puts a lot of pressure on people in different circles, and it's high school, and I never played that stuff in high school. I was friends with everybody, and that's just how I've always been, and so I don't feel like I should not talk to somebody because they don't support who I support. I don't think that that's fair to anybody. Because I mean, I obviously people were offended when I started talking to Ed and Locke and you, and I was just like, why? That doesn't make sense to me. But I can tell you this is that Cat Eyes does not have hate in her heart. She's very loving, very caring, and when she's hurt, she strikes out, and that's just her.
Sure.
But
Yeah,
I think that it's a part of all of us, and I it's all that we can do right now is try to mend things. It doesn't make sense to do anything else.
I agree.
Yeah, but I think that this.
Oh yeah, Matt used to come at me something fierce, and I would go back at him. Um, but like as much as I didn't like the guy at the time, that's when Jeff, who I don't know why people thought we were great friends because we never were.
Hmm.
But I mean, I did try to help him out a little bit. He called Matt, a predator, and he's not. That's a strong fucking word. Fucking Ryan called me a predator, and I'm not. You know what I
Right,
mean? That's a strong word in this community, and like I'm not gonna let somebody that's not a predator be called a predator. And like I didn't really like um uh oh god, my drain damage is kicking in hard tonight. Cam, I didn't really like Cam, but he got accused of being a rapist. But I saw the evidence where it didn't happen, so I stood up
right,
for him too. You know what I mean? It's like I'm not gonna let certain things fly. I don't care if I don't like that person.
right.
It's
I
the
think that
principle of the matter.
past that have gone way too far. And I think that that's something that we need to make sure that doesn't happen again because, again, we're here for the kids. It shouldn't be like this. It shouldn't be divided. It shouldn't be split. We shouldn't have, you know, upset feelings towards people that are in different circles. That's not fair to anybody. And so I think that this is the best thing and the only thing at this point that we can do is try to mend. If you don't like somebody, that's fine. If you want to support them anyways, that's great. I don't
Hmm.
think that anybody should, feel like they can't be around somebody because in the past maybe they should. You know what I mean? Like they have that feeling of, maybe, oh, I talked shit about them once or twice. Maybe I shouldn't be in there. I don't think that's fair to anybody.
Right. No, I agree. I mean, like FBC came at me and Ed. I mean, they probably made more videos about me than they did Ed, but it's fine because as long as they're using their energy on me, who don't give a fuck what people say, obviously.
Right.
I'd rather them come at me, which I did antagonize them just to get them to come at me, so they can't be using that same time and space to be going after other people if they're coming after me.
Okay.
Like Haley and I used to go back and forth with each other hard, and now we're friends now.
Great.
She realized that they were wrong, and she admitted to it. She apologized to a lot of people, and as far as her and I go, we're mending that fence, and so are other people. You know what I mean? So
Well,
it,
that's the
it
way to go. It really is. I mean, we're all adults and we need to start acting like it in some circles, like I'm just as
oh, I
guilty.
mean, I. I am too. I did some fucked up things to FBC because they were going at my friends hard, people that I cared about, and they were really hurt, like making these women cry and shit. So I did
Right.
some fucked up things to them. I fully admit it, but it was in retaliation or to try to get them to stop doing certain things, and it just escalated.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It gets too far and you just don't know what to do after that. It's just like you run out of steam, and it just doesn't make sense to do it anymore.
Well,
I
I found myself packing up a trunk. I'm not going to say what I put in that trunk, but
Mhm.
I found myself packing up a trunk to take a trip, and then I realized I'm like, you know what? I gotta take a break because something bad going to happen. But
Yeah, just check out for a minute. But yeah, cat eyes. I was upset. Like we were talking the other night, on my channel when I was still friends with DM York, I accidentally modded him, and JT said me and Cat Eyes don't want anything to do with you. You talk to snakes and stuff, and so that hurt me. And no, I wasn't right in being so upset about it. No, I wasn't right for going to Tommy. No, I was not right, and that's why I apologize. Um,
mhm.
the things that I've done in the past, and that it came purely out of hurt. Um, I don't hate you. I don't
Sure.
have hate in my heart. My mother has done some extremely horrific, horrendous things to me, and I still don't hate her. Hate is a huge, huge word to me, and I don't hate people.
It
I
is.
hate action.
It takes so much energy to hate people, at least the way I do it. It
Right.
takes so much, you know what I mean? To
Yeah.
the
It's just,
things that hate makes you do is fucked up.
yeah. I mean, uh, I don't think that I could say that I've ever hated anyone in my life, and I've had some traumatic shit go on with me. Um, even my rapist, I can't say that I hate him. Like and that's I know that that's hard for some people, but I've had to forgive people because all it does is hurt me. It doesn't
Right.
serve me. It doesn't protect me from anything. It just hurts me. And so that's, been my path of trying to figure things out, and a lot of it my childhood. So, I'm getting through it, but I try my hardest to not hurt or I try my hardest to not hurt people. That's my goal in this community is not to hurt. I want to help.
Right. And I think that you would be well within your uh, rights to hate your attacker. But it's
Absolutely.
like you said. I mean, that shit. It's like you keep, and this is not. It's never happened to me. So I mean, that's one of those things that I can empathize, but I don't think you can really understand it unless it's happened to you.
Right.
But like it's like you were saying, the hate that you carry forward with that is also a part of that victimizing you, right?
It plays right along with
And
PTSD and CPTSD. It is some serious shit like that. It's not just like triggers out of nowhere. A smell in the grocery store will put me on the floor in tears because it throws me right back in that moment when I was being hurt, and there's nothing I could do about it. And it's real. It's absolutely fucking real. And it takes a lot to get past that, but and you never know what the triggers are going to be. So that's my ultimate goal is trying to help people, get through that. On my Smashly Facebook page, I have like a paper that has different triggers, and my friend Beth Cardwell sent me another one that is how to fight off the triggers or get through them. So I'm gonna put that up as well.
okay, I don't do. I'm like I have a Facebook page, but there's nothing on it, and I never go on Facebook.
Yeah, I mean, I don't need people to kind of help me through it because I don't do social media that well. Like I still don't have an
Yeah,
Instagram. I need to, but yeah, it's exhausting. I don't know.
Instagram is because I open one thinking I would. Well, yeah, I open Instagram just. I never in a million years thought I would have ever posted anything. I post all the time, kitty shit. Not right now, but I've had I played guitar live on there and shit like that. But
Oh,
um,
that's
it's fun sometimes. But I got it because it's a way to communicate with people. And now everybody has my phone number, but at the time it's a way to communicate with people directly without giving them your phone number.
right. Yeah, I had to change my phone number after DM York. I was not having that shit. So
Oh yeah, fuck that guy. I tried to call him here a while back, but I think he blocked me.
yeah, he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like, anyway, it still boggles my mind why he went after me first because I had never seen his name until that night when we exposed GIO. Never. He gave me his number that night, and it's just been one lie after another, and it's exhausting. Definitely exhausting.
Right. Yeah. See, like I've seen tons. I never saw any of yours that I remember, but tons of things. I mean, some of these women did not want to come forward, so I've seen other things where he was doing shit, and
Yeah.
it's just fucking. It's just messed up, man.
Oh, I have so many. So the thing about it is that when I started talking to him, I gave him my decoy number. And so we were talking through that. I didn't want him to have my real number. And then
Hmm.
after the patch, something happened, and I realized that, I probably shouldn't be having personal conversations on there when it's linked up to a main computer. You know what I mean? So I gave him my personal number, and that was a bad idea. We would talk for like 3 to 4 hours every day, and after he sent me that certificate of him training police officers, the whole team got like, raised an eyebrow of like, that's weird. And so they didn't trust.
Yeah, like he had the date messed around, and we looked up the codes on one of those, and like all it was just to allow him in the building. It didn't mean he had any authority, you know. Yeah,
Yeah, it made no sense, nothing. And then, after I think it was Laura was saying something about it. I don't even know where. But he sent me all the rest of those things that we used in the exposure. But I haven't put out like I have my team was just like, maybe you should record some of these phone calls because the things that he's saying is completely out of left field. Like that shit don't
yeah.
make sense. He was saying that I was going to be able to handcuff Boomhauer, and he was going to go in there with 2 SWAT teams, and just they were going to charge him for terrorism, all kinds of stuff. Like,
Oh yeah, he told one of our people that like Tommy was going to be arrested Friday for carrying guns and being on blah blah blah, and like saying he had all these. It just, I mean, in the beginning, he's very convincing. He does know a lot of shit. Like
he's
we talked, like he went live on Instagram a couple times, and I went on there, and he knows a lot of like little intricate stuff that you don't pick up by watching movies.
right.
And so, yeah, he does know a lot of things.
Oh yeah. When I was talking to, because when I first met him, I was dealing with Damien Heffler, and that's a whole other freaking oh my god story. But he was just like, yeah, he doesn't sound like a seasoned con man, and I'm like, that was the first red flag. I'm like, so you are, you know what I mean? Like, why would you even say that kind of thing? And so I have like 3 different phone calls with me and him that are like, 2, 3 hours long of us just fucking around laughing and shit. But there's also some stuff in there that, is very incriminating. I still have not looked up the legality of it because I am in a two-party state. Or wait, no, I'm in a one-party state. He's in a two-party state. So I don't know
Mm-hmm.
if I can show those because of, where the lines are. I don't know. But there's some shit in there that would just be like, are you kidding me? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I've dealt with the one party, two party thing, and there's a lot of like gray areas. And like
Hmm.
I've read case laws, but one case law says one thing and another case law says another. So it's
Yeah,
really hard to understand. Yeah.
it depends on like the situation. I think, you know what I mean? Like, what exactly was
And,
happening?
there's a difference if you're talking like directly phone to phone or if you're going through Instagram or and so you know what I mean. There's different rules for that. You know.
Phone to phone, like it was my cell number to his. Most of them, and then some of them were on my deeply my text now as well. But I have like text messages, I have phone calls, voicemails, I have it all. Um, and there's no denying who he says he is. I mean, he got me to actually send information about Boomhauer, like all the information I had about him, because he was going to go in there with 2 SWAT teams and blah blah blah, and
Yeah.
it was just it was so weird, but
Smashley, do you think he targeted women in the community?
absolutely,
Yes.
without a doubt,
Yes.
yeah,
He
yeah.
never. We talked on the phone a few times, and I was in his Instagram lives a couple times. He
Mhm.
never offered to pay my rent, so
He didn't offer. He was like, huh, he would always offer money. He would be like, because my prescriptions are like $400 a month for one of them. And one time I was, we live paycheck to paycheck. It's not a secret. Like I don't work. I'm on Social Security, and I'm disabled. So it's really, it's difficult sometimes, especially having to pay, close to
sure.
$500 prescriptions. Um, but he was like, "Yeah, I'll send money right now. I got to link up my card, my APP card or a whatever, to my Cash App, and I'll send it right now." I'm like, "Well, no, you don't have to do that." He's like, "Well, I'm just gonna send 500. I hope that helps." I'm like, "You really don't have to do that." And then we ended up hanging up the phone, and Tommy had called me. He's like, "Hey, what do I owe you for your catches?" And I told him, and the second Tommy gave me that money for my catches, I texted him. I'm like, "I got money. It's okay. It's okay." He has never sent me a dime. There was one time that I was sitting there talking to my son on the phone, and he was asking for uh, like a game, how you buy them online. He's like, can I get this pack on my game? And I'm like, I don't, we have to wait till payday. And he's like, no, get it for him and I'll give you the money. How much is it? And I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, it's $30, but no, like, no. And he's like, no, just get it for him and I'll send you the money for it right now. And so I got it for him. He never sent the money. And it's fine. Like, it's not about the money. It's the lies. It's the
It's the
deception.
principle, yeah.
And it has nothing to do with the money or the things that he was going to send me. Nothing to do. It is completely and utterly how he duped me. He tricked me into believing that he was this great guy. I didn't care if he lied about what he was like, what he did for a living. I didn't care because people lie. So I gave him the benefit of the doubt, and I was stupid to do that. It was so stupid.
Well, I mean, in hindsight, yeah, but at the time, you went with the best information you had available to you.
Right.
And plus, when we get stuck in tight spots, I mean, like I will not. I could be starving to death, and somebody could say, "Hey, here's the money." I won't take it. So I
Right.
get that, but in the back of your mind, you're like, "Man, I really hope I should take that." So I mean, so that all works against you. So I mean, you
Yeah.
can't
And
really.
I have the worst time trying to ask for help. I can't do it. I cannot do it. It kills me. And so when
I
people,
can't either.
wow, like, frick, that's amazing. And I can't thank them enough. They don't, you don't know how much $5 helped me and my kids. And it's not even fun, it's not even funny, but
Right.
yeah, it's it fucking sucks. Like, it is
Yeah.
what.
Oh, I get. Yeah, I know. I mean, I was fortunate enough. Like when I was able to work, I made really good money, so I had a great life. But
Yeah.
I've been and on both sides of it, and so I get it.
Oh, Donnie,
Something, guys. Oh, good.
Donnie had a baby girl today.
Oh, awesome! Congratulations, Donnie.
And congrats, Donnie.
I better get a cigar.
Right? A pink one, damn it. Try to get some sleep. Yeah, you're not going to sleep for the next 18 years.
Hey, uh, guys, I see a few of you are like texting me and DMing me, but when I'm up here, I can't. I can see that you sent me a message, but I can only read like the first line, so I don't know what you're trying to tell me. Something must be urgent. Um, if I need to jump off here, and Hills, I thought you were going to bed. Keep my side warm, honey. Um, if there's something like urgent going on that I need to know, put a red flag in the chat, and I'll jump off of here real quick and come back or whatever.
Oh no, she has to have surgery, or she already had it. Okay, I'm so sorry, Donnie. That's horrible. Holy cow, that's some painful stuff. I never had to go through that. I had 3 C-sections, but that shit hurt too. I was cut from hip to hip. It's not fun.
Oh man, when I had my kids, or when my baby mamas had our kids, I was always very glad that I'm the daddy. You know, I'm very happy to just sit here and support and get you whatever you need and whatever I can do. But
Yeah,
yeah, squishing that. I don't want no part of that.
yeah, it's not fun.
Um,
And with my first,
and
I almost bled out. With my second one, I almost bled out. They wanted to terminate my third one because I didn't know I was pregnant until I was 7 months along. And they said, you have like a 60% chance, 70% chance of one of you dying. And so they wanted to terminate it, but she's the only one that I have issues with, but she ended up in the NICU for 3 weeks. So that fucking sucked.
well, I got lucky. My kids were. I mean, my son, my youngest, um, he went deaf like right about the time he was starting to talk,
Okay.
and like mental disabilities run in my run in his mom's side of the family. Um, I'm just gonna say it. I hope I don't offend anybody, but they're all fucking retarded. I'm sorry, but
Right.
that's the phrase I use. I don't mean that in a bad way against anybody, but
No.
um, so anyway, she thought that he had a mental disability, but I knew he didn't because I could get behind him and I could say, Billy, do you want some ice cream? He wouldn't respond. But if I got in front of him, like he taught himself how to read lips.
Oh, wow.
I'd say, Billy, do you want some ice cream? And he would just jump up and run to the kitchen.
Oh, that's
So we had to have his ears rebuilt with a couple of surgeries, and he just tried to join the Marines. Like he can pretty much hear normally, but his hearing is bad enough that the Marines wouldn't accept him, and he went and tried to get uh, like two different whatever. Anyway, he went to two different doctors trying to get in, and they wouldn't take him.
damn.
Um, Oh, somebody's trying to get in. I'm sorry if you've been waiting very long.
That sucks. Jeez. I'm so sorry. But like he's
But
one tough kid, like ooh.
Hello.
Hello,
what's up,
Hebrews.
Hebrew?
I just wanted to stop in and say hi, see how you guys are doing.
Doing good. How are you doing, honey?
We're doing all right.
I'm hanging in there. I'm on my own. I'm on my own live and everything. And then Terrence came up here, so we were both trying to come up here and be on two different streams at the same time. But it doesn't really work
Oh, is it
very
working?
well. I mean, it's
No.
working fine, but yeah, it's just I gotta mute one and then mute the other, then mute the other. But hi everybody, I love y'all. I'll be
All right,
back
man.
after I
Well,
end my
thanks for
stream though.
stopping in. You might
Wanted
want
to
to
say
stick
hi,
around
Bill.
for the next story I'm going to tell, because me
When is
being
that?
me, I don't give a fuck right now. And so anyway, I'm standing there. They had just given my baby mama an epidural,
Uh-huh.
and like I'm standing there and I'm holding at the time in 1997. Like I can't remember, like high eight or whatever the biggest, the best video camera you could have. I had it. So
Right.
I'm standing there with the camera, and the nurse says, "Oh, are you gonna videotape the birth?" I said, "I may as well. We videotape the conception." And
Yeah.
she fucking froze up. It was funny.
I would imagine. So did you videotape it then?
Well, no. Um, I mean, I did, but I did. Like I didn't get like right in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was more about documenting, like, uh, being in the hospital and having things. It was more about just like keeping things documented. I didn't get in there and videotape the. No, I didn't do that. But
Did you see it all
um,
though? Just passed out?
oh yeah, yeah. All the kids that I watched. I have two biological and one stepson, but my stepson was 9 months old when his mom and I got together. So wasn't there for that one, but the other two I was right there, and saw the whole thing. It's just amazing
Yeah.
that I can't even describe that emotion. That like I'm not a I don't know how to explain it, but it's just an amazing thing. It's like I did that. I
Yeah.
helped make this little freaking squirmy, squishy thing that's going to depend on me forever.
Yeah.
And it's just wild, man.
It's 10 times that for a mother, because that like you
Oh,
held
I'm
that.
sure. I'm sure. Yeah.
You get so attached to that. And so like when these mothers have stillborns, like wow, that breaks my heart, like when they have these
Yeah.
children and dying so easily and so quickly. That's just like I don't know what I would do, honestly. I don't even know.
My daughter's mother, before my daughter was born, she was pregnant, and what was she? 4 months along? I can't remember how far along she was. Now my memory is shot because I do have actual brain damage.
Yeah,
But so my memory like glitches a lot, and I
yeah, me,
can't remember words. But anyway, um, I don't know if I want to tell the story or not, but yeah, fuck it. I had a really nice '86 Camaro Z28 all built up. Had all bored at 30 overall, yeah, whatever. But anyway, this thing was fast, and we were normally about 45 minutes away from the hospital that we wanted to have the baby at because
yeah.
ours was shit. And anyway, she was having cramps and all this stuff, and bleeding a lot. And we went to the doctor, and they were like, "Well, this is blah blah blah. You're gonna just don't get out of bed, and you'll be okay."
Right.
So we did everything they said, and then one night, it was a Friday night, because I remember the Friday night traffic. Like she hemorrhaged, and she just started like her jeans. Like I watched her jeans just like go from
Like a
I
movie.
remember the color, man, from stonewashed light blue to crimson, and I'm like, fuck. So I put her in that car and got there in like 22 minutes through Friday night. Like I was cutting through parking lots and
Oh,
like getting up to 80 in the parking lots, and sliding sideways at 140 and just boom.
mm-hmm.
And so it was fucking just the amount of blood. I thought she was gonna die. Really, the amount of blood that came out of her.
I hemorrhaged with
And
kids.
what's
That's what
that?
I hemorrhaged with both my older kids. They told me never to have any more kids. I was supposed to. I
Mm,
was going in for to have what is that called? Anyways, where they take everything out. I can't remember what the word right now.
A DNC. That's
No,
how I learned what a DNC was because I.
no, not a
Oh no, are
DN.
you talking about
It was
hysterectomy?
yes, there you go. Da, da, da. I was going I
Okay,
was
yeah,
going in to have a
DNC is where they. That's what happened
they
with our baby. They had to do a DNC to get everything out. Uh,
oh my God. So wait. I didn't let you okay, sorry. I did not let you finish the end. So she got to the hospital and what happened?
we lost the baby, and then they had to do a DNC because I mean it was a baby. You could see it, and
Yeah,
you could see her in the you could see her in the ultrasound.
right.
Um,
And how
because
so
of
she was
the
like
because of the because of the problems she'd had, we'd had extra ultrasounds and stuff done,
yeah.
and she was in there, moving around and shit, and next thing you know, shit happens, and
Oh yeah.
and like I was gonna, like I was never really in love with her. I
Hmm.
cared about her, and stuff, but before I found out she was pregnant, I was gonna break up with her,
Right.
and we get pregnant. I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna this is I'm gonna be a dad. I'm just gonna stick through this, and whatever bullshit I gotta do, I'll do it. And
Yeah.
then we lost that baby, and that kind of created like a different kind of emotional bond, if that makes any sense.
Absolutely. It's a trauma bond.
But
It happens all the time.
right, and I wasn't gonna break up with her right then. I could. We neither one of us could have handled that at the time.
Right.
Well, wound up getting pregnant again right away, and had a nice, healthy daughter.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Maybe that was, I mean, I don't think that anything is just it just happens. It happens for a reason. I really believe.
Well, what I tell myself, and I'm not a religious guy. I have my own type of
I,
relationship with God, but
yeah.
I'm more of a deist than anything. But what I told myself to kind of cope with it was that was the same spirit, if that makes any sense. That was the same baby. She just
Yeah.
wasn't ready to come out the first time, and so they built a better one. I know it's bullshit, but it helped me cope with that.
And that's all that matters. That's all that matters. So, and that just may be true. I'm just spiritual. I love God. I know about death. I know that there's, spirits and entities and all that kind of stuff. I don't believe in religion. I don't believe in formed religion. I think that that's a bunch of crap. Because they make their own rules. I don't like that.
Well, that's the thing. People that are hardcore on the King James version of the Bible, there's a reason why it's called the King James version. It
Right.
wasn't the actual version that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get
So
that.
yeah,
I mean, I live in Utah, so it's like land of Mormons,
right.
That's always been shoved in my face. And when I was young, to get away from the house, I would go to church, and that was the closest one. And they would come and pick me up, and I would, do the young ladies or young women's every Wednesday night, and but I I just cannot get on board with, okay, well, you can't smoke. Okay, well, you can't drink. Okay, well, you can't drink soda. Okay, well, you know what I mean? I don't think that there should be
Yeah.
rules what I can and cannot do, especially for, to go to their temple and be blessed and be bonded to your family. I think that that's going to happen anyways, or it won't happen. Like, it's
Mhm.
just, it is what it is. It's not something that you can plan. And you don't have a right to,
Well,
family. It's not weird. Weird.
yeah, I survived the satanic panic of the '80s, if you know what that is. Where I mean, it was on the news all the time. Where AC/DC, they're Satanists. If you listen to that music, you're worshiping the devil.
Oh
I
yeah.
love heavy metal. I always have. And my parents are hardcore Southern Baptist, and like I had to sneak. You remember? I don't know how old. Do you mind me asking how old you are?
I'm 36.
Okay, yeah. So you probably remember Walkmans, with the cassette tapes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I had to sneak one of those into the house, and like I had to hide cassette tapes everywhere of AC/DC and Black Sabbath and Motley Crue. And when they would find it, like they would raid my room, and actually they would burn that shit. So I had to sneak it around. Um,
That's crazy.
like I wasn't into drugs at the time.
No.
But they were always raiding my room, like because they're hardcore Baptist. I didn't fit in.
Yeah.
Um, they were constantly telling me that everything I did was wrong, and
Oh yeah.
I don't want to get into that shit, but whatever,
Oh,
I
I
was
yeah. Huh. Everything. Yeah.
so yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that you can, you should have rules on how you
Oh,
love God. I don't think that that's right at all. But yeah, that when I was having my son, my first one, I was 20 years old. I have scoliosis and spinal stenosis. And so they had to do 3 different epidurals because they kept falling out.
mm,
I was in labor for 48 hours and he was a
oh
week and a
well,
half. Both my older kids were due on May 15th and he came out on May 25th. And so, they popped my water and 24 hours later he was having a hard time breathing. So, I had to do an emergency C-section, which sucked. I didn't like it because I was skinny. My mom was gonna sign papers for me to be in Playboy when I was 17. I mean,
oh
that's what I looked like. And so, having all those muscles cut, you don't get that back. And, it damaged my self-esteem hardcore like that.
I imagine.
But and then, I wasn't supposed to have my daughter because my body's just not built for it. I'm really small. And then I hemorrhaged with her too. But when she was born, I had them pull her early because I didn't want 2 kids that, birthdays that close together. But yeah, she ended up being on the 6th, and then I got my bonus baby. She's 4. She just turned 4. So, but
Nice.
yeah, I wasn't supposed to have another kid. I was supposed to have a complete hysterectomy when I was 25, and I went in and found out I was pregnant with my first daughter. So it didn't work out very well.
Right. Well, oh, that's the thing about getting pregnant. If you're really trying to get pregnant, it's like, hey, see,
Mm,
you might not know, but women have a specific look, and I've seen it a few times. Um, like when a girl says, "There's a very specific look that y'all have."
mhm.
When they look at you, they say, Bill, we have to talk." They're either
Yeah.
breaking up with you or they're pregnant. It's the same fucking look in their eye every time.
Oh, good God.
Hmm.
Like, no, I gotta go.
I don't know what that means, but
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
yeah. And there was I had another girl that she also had a miscarriage fairly quickly.
Yeah.
Um, that wasn't near as bad as the other one, but and then there was another one that I had just gotten with her, and like 2 weeks later, she's like, "I'm pregnant." I'm like, well, you can't fucking if it's mine, you can't know yet.
Yeah.
Well, it's got to be yours. You're the only one I fucked. I'm like, yeah, bullshit. Yeah, whatever. But anyway, I stuck around. Like we weren't really together, but um, if it was mine by some fucking miracle of God, then yeah, whatever. But
Right.
yeah, I've seen that look a few times. They're like, Bill, we need to talk. Oh shit, you're either pregnant or leaving me. Uh,
Oh God, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. Yeah, I don't know that look. I've been with my husband for 19 years, so I don't really know that look.
oh, cool. I mean, I was with my son's mom for 15 years, so, and then my daughter's mom for like 3 years or
Yeah.
4, whatever. But like, I had a shit ton of 20-minute relationships and 20-day relationships in between all them. So
Oh, right. Yeah. I mean, we broke up for like 3 months one time. That's about it.
yeah.
We've been together for since we were 18, and we've known each other since we were 12. So it's always been
Well,
that kind of.
that's the thing is when you've been with somebody that long and all of a sudden like they're gone, like all their stuff's gone. It takes a long time. Like when my son's mother moved out, and it took her like a year after she told me that we weren't going to be together anymore, and like we hardly ever argued. I could count on one hand how many times we ever actually argued.
Yeah.
But she's like, this, and it was totally my fault. It was because I was taking a shitload of pills, and
Mhm.
it wasn't cool. And
Right.
I was really depressed and shit, and blah blah blah. It was totally my fault. And I didn't blame her. I get it.
Right.
And so it took her like a year to move out because we were just not really wanting to break up, but she knew she had to. and I didn't want her to, but I supported that decision.
Right.
And then like once her stuff would go a little bit at a time, and each time something went, like a piece of furniture,
Yeah.
it took like a year before I could walk into certain rooms without realizing that all the shit was gone.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I could imagine. That's crazy. So have you ever loved someone? Like loved someone?
Oh yeah, I really love I still do. Like I'm not like in love with her, but my son's mother, she's a great woman.
Right.
Um, like I still help her when she needs something. Like this guy she dated for a couple of years, I, she still has my opinion on people. Like she'll bring me somebody because she knows that I can shake somebody's hand and know everything about them, right? And
Right.
all I need to do is look you in the eye for 2 seconds, and I know everything you're about. So
That's
she has me meet these guys, and I'm like, well, I mean, it's hard for me because I don't know if I really don't know if I would go back with her or not. I don't really know. But
right.
but I have to separate myself to be a good judge of character for her because you know the boyfriend in me wants to be like, yeah, fuck him, he's an asshole, get rid of him. But like I still want her, I want her to do well. I want her to be happy still. So I have to separate, in my mind. This guy, I told her from the beginning, she got pissed. I'm like, this dude is fucking bad news, and she got mad. I'm like, why the fuck did you ask me if you were just gonna get mad when I tell you he's an asshole?
Right.
And so anyway, he did. He wound up getting on. Like she does not do drugs. She don't even smoke pot. She hardly ever drinks.
Yeah.
Um, but he got on meth and started doing things that meth people do.
Yeah.
So I went and I did what, partially as a father, because my son and my stepson were living there, and I did what Bill does when people hurt people that I care about, and he's gone. I didn't kill him. I'm not saying that, but he's gone.
He's out of the picture. I get it.
He's gone. Yeah.
Yeah. False labor, cat eyes. Holy shit, dude.
I'm sorry, people. I have not been looking at the chat, so if you said something to me, I'm not ignoring anybody. I'm just babbling.
Yeah, no, I just looked down. Oh my gosh. You weighed 100 pounds. That's so funny because when I was pregnant with my son, like I was 98 pounds. I wore a size 00. I had double D boobs. I was knockout, knockout, and it pisses me off now thinking about it. But when I had him,
I like me some double D's. The woman I was just talking about, she had started out with 38 double D's, ended up with 42 after the baby. But anyway, go ahead.
oof, no, oof.
I hear boobies and my mind just goes ping.
I didn't say boobies.
I did.
Oh God, but I ended up being like 150 pounds, and then I got back down to 120 after. And then when I got pregnant with my daughter, I was so sick I couldn't eat anything. I had to have IVs for 7 months of my pregnancy. I had to like make
Oh
my own
wow.
and I ended up losing like 50, 60 pounds, and they wanted to do a feeding tube, and I left the hospital before they could do it. I'm like, I'll go eat a salad, I promise. And so the only thing I could eat my whole pregnancy was nachos from the gas station with jalapenos. It's so weird,
Hmm.
but
Well, I mean that's not bad. I mean, it potentially could kill you, but
it's not good. But
no. You don't know how many days that cheese has been sitting in there.
oh God, yeah, exactly. Ew, gross. Ew, don't. Ew. It's
Sorry, but
just
I'm a realist.
no, yeah, I didn't want to think of that. That's the only thing I could get down. But I ended up being 50 pounds lighter when I had her than when I got pregnant with her. It was freaking horrible. I would throw up at least 20 times a day. Didn't matter if I had anything in my stomach. It was horrible. But yeah, and then my third one was just, I didn't even know. So I was 7 months along. So it was crazy. They were all just very different pregnancies. But yeah,
Right.
it's crazy. Only 19 years old and these forceps on him. Oh my God. Ew, I would be so pissed. My friend, when I was growing up, she I went to school with her, and they used forceps on her, and her left arm was like curled up, and she couldn't use it because they damaged the nerves in there. Oh, I would be so mad. So yeah, I'm glad I
And
did.
nerve damage ain't fun. That's my problem. And I got my spine and my neck got fucked up. And
Yeah,
like I can't play guitar like I used to. I can't draw like I used to. I can't even jerk off like I used to.
oh God, Bill. I have like messed up discs in my C spine. I have bulging discs in my spine, scoliosis. I mean, it's crazy. And 15 months apart, that's insane. I wanted my kids to be that close in age, but I had endometriosis and I couldn't get pregnant. So they had to, I kept having like really bad pain in my stomach, and they ended up doing like 3 laparoscopy surgeries. They took out my appendix, and then when they took out my appendix, they realized that I had endometriosis. It was outside of my uterus. It was everywhere. And so
Mm.
I had to go
Did you
and
say endometriosis?
yeah, I
Yeah,
had
I
to.
had a girlfriend that had that. Man, it was. Oh.
They have to scrape that shit out. It is not a joke. It is so fucking painful,
Mhm.
so bad. And they did it through just like 2 holes in my stomach, like one in my belly button and one off to the side. But it didn't matter. That shit hurt, and that's the only way I got pregnant with my daughter. Yeah, and that was still 5 years apart. They're 5 and 7 years apart. It's absolutely
Wow.
crazy, crazy, crazy. I didn't even know I was gonna have my baby, my youngest. Wow. I ended up when I found out I was pregnant with her, we were homeless. And we were living in hotels, and I freaked out because I was, 7 months along. I had 3 months to prepare or less. And I mean, it was by the grace of God we were able to get a hotel every single night, but it was absolute fucking. We finally got an apartment when I was like 8 months pregnant, and that's when my feet started swelling up and I couldn't walk.
Oh
So
man.
yeah, my story. I could write a fucking book.
Well, maybe you should.
Maybe I should. Yeah. It's an absolute miracle that I am the way that I am, from being raised by a narcissistic, absolute crazy martyr bitch. I'm surprised that I am, like, seriously.
Well, I mean, minus the narcissistic part, I think I really would have liked you.
No, that's my
I
mother.
mean, double
Narcissist.
D's and oh, okay, I misheard you. My hearing is fucked up from all the metal concerts and gunfire and steel working and
Oh,
all
good
right,
God.
yeah, I misunderstood.
No, my mom is that way. Like I was saying on my channel the other, I was telling Cat Eyes, we were talking the other day, and all of a sudden my daughter called me from school and she was shaking and crying. She's like, I need dad to come get me now. And I'm like, what the hell? What's going on? Because I stopped talking to my parents, about 5 months ago. I've done this a couple of times, so no contact because I just can't handle it. But
Mhm.
she um, Dragon, we call my mother Dragon, so that tells you about right where it is. She's like
I got
Dragon,
you.
yeah, she's like Dragon just texted me and she said that both of them have cancer. And she's done this before. She said that they've had cancer before. And she went through my daughter when she knew damn well she was at school. I was so fucking pissed off. I was freaking out. I wanted to punch something. I was so freaking pissed off. But um and this is what she does. She makes me feel guilty for not being around and not helping them and being for them, like just doing everything for them. And I end up being her emotional punching bag and I don't even know her. She blames every single thing that happens in life on me. And so me
Right.
not being there has apparently caused my dad to have cancer. But I had to text my sister because they don't have my new phone number. They were the other reason. It was me, York, and my parents. That's why I changed my phone number. Um, but I mean, it's just
So they started harassing your child because they couldn't get a hold of you.
yep. I left. The last thing that my mother said to me was, "Holy shit, bitch, you need help." And so, I mean, she started texting me on Messenger, and I'm like, dude, I've kept this open because if there is an emergency, I need to be able to get a hold of you guys. but if you're gonna keep doing this, I'm gonna block you here too. And she just kept doing it, so I had to block her. And I've told both of my kids and my husband, block them, block them. I can't do it. It is so much mental and emotional abuse my entire life. I can't do it. And I've gone
Right.
finally for my first time in my fucking life, I've stood up for myself, and so she went through my daughter because she knew she could get to her at school.
And that's, oh man, that's the
Yeah,
thing. We get conditioned. I mean, you were conditioned. I'm not a shrink. I'm just babbling. So you can tell me to shut the fuck up at any time.
no, you're
But
fine.
I mean, you were conditioned from the time you were probably an infant to feel like you had to be a certain way, and that stuck with you. And like, are you finally breaking that mold, or is it still tugging at you?
Well, so I was pretty much conditioned to please and do everything and anything I could for her. I mean, if
Mhm.
she would sit there and say she was going to commit suicide, I would drop everything, including my kids, and run to her. And it was not okay. It was not okay. And I mean, they are addicts, and I cannot, will not be around that. They won't get clean for anything. I said, this is all I've ever asked. Get clean and get some therapy. It is fucking simple. I am not asking for the world. All I want is for them to be fucking clean. That's it. And they just can't do it. So, I mean,
Do you mind saying what their poison is?
meth.
Oh man,
Yeah. I mean, she
that
got me
shit.
on meth for 2 years. I had gotten sexually assaulted in a smoke shop, and right after the police left, she handed me a pipe. And yeah, I was hooked for 2 years. And I would go in my garage and stay away from my kids because I didn't want them to see me like that. And I lost
Right.
2 fucking years of being a mother. And I have vowed to my children that I will not fucking do that again. And I haven't, and I won't. And I strive every single day to be a better mom every fucking day. I
Good.
get setbacks because of my health. It's hard, it's very hard for me sometimes, but my kids are my world, and that will never change. And that's what scares me is letting her back in because what's going to happen? I can't do it. I can't.
Right. Meth is like the hardest, from what I've seen, the hardest thing to get away from.
It is.
Like I'm kind of a nerd when it comes to researching things, but like meth, the recovery rate, the long term recovery rate for meth, I don't remember, but it's in the single digits.
Yeah. Well, I
Um,
slept for 2 weeks.
yeah, yeah, that's the thing. When you do speed and you're up all the time, when you quit, that's part of your like when I go through opioid withdrawal, like there's no, you're not gonna sleep without fucking taking a shitload of something else.
Right.
Like you don't sleep, you can't eat, you're fucking. For
Well,
me, the worst part is the depression that comes along with it. It's like I either got to get me some pills or I'm gonna put a gun in my mouth. You know what I mean? That's what gets me every time.
yeah, and I've been there many, many times because of her. I am a chronic pain patient, and she used to steal shit from me all the time, and so I know
Yeah,
that very well. Um, but that ever since I've been away from it doesn't happen. I do not abuse my medication, and I don't have to worry about that shit anymore. But again, that's even I just can't. I have no feeling, and I feel guilty for not feeling bad. Is that bad? Do I not? I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
no, no, I don't think it's bad. I mean, from an outsider looking in, I don't think it's bad. It's like the shit that she's put you through and fucked up your life.
Yeah,
uh, in the back of your mind, I mean, you're gonna mourn her death, but a part of you is gonna be glad she's gone, and
right.
you'll probably feel guilty about that. Like I've been through this with other people,
Yeah,
and you're gonna feel guilty about not feeling bad, but at the end of the day, it's still gonna be a huge relief to you. Um,
and it
and
probably will.
is it bad that it outweighs the grief? No, because they put you through a bunch of bullshit. I mean, we are we are programmed. Like I love my mother, but she drives me nuts. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
But I mean, we are inherently programmed to love our parents and
yeah,
that kind of thing. So it's in our DNA, so to speak.
yeah, absolutely.
So but sometimes that needs to be overridden to get you out of a bad situation.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes any sense, but
No, it does. It absolutely does. And I think that I finally gotten to after, you know, so many years. But
right.
I need to get it. I don't know. Like I feel bad because he does have skin cancer and he's worked construction his whole life and um and he doesn't ever wear sunscreen and so he has lesions on his brain and I
Yeah.
can't bring myself to call. I don't know. I feel guilty as hell and I don't want to miss out on that, but I just don't know what to do. It's very. This is why I'm in
Well, I mean,
every week. I have therapy every week. It's messed up.
as long as it helps you, I mean, hey, I've tried, I've tried everything. Like I've run the gamut on antidepressants, and I mean, like I stayed on them for months, and shit just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like I've tried therapy. I'm not a therapy guy. I've tried. There's no fucking way I'm going to a group meeting. Um, I just like I did get clean for almost 2 years, and like I checked myself into rehab. Like I've never been in trouble with the law over drugs. I don't
Yeah.
know how the hell I got away. I escaped all that, but I'm not a super smart guy, but I am kind of smart about things and not getting caught. Um,
Yeah.
so like I was never forced into rehab, so I could leave anytime I wanted. And the one I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I escaped. I think I escaped just to see if I could do it, and it
Right.
was easy, But the thing is I was there voluntarily, so like they weren't really like I'm 40 miles away from home, and I'm doing all this because the place I was at in Riverbend is like right there's a woods right there. Well, I mean I'm a woods guy. I can get in there and you'll never see me. So I'm doing all this Rambo shit for 2 days trying to get. Oh God, it was fucked up. And I eventually, yeah. Oh God, good times. But that's the thing. Your mind goes to weird places when you're in withdrawal,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's not good.
Oh,
But
that's why
ultimately, what I had to do, and I was taking so much oxy and so much Xanax and shit. Like I don't think I was really hooked on Xanax, but um,
I
like I
think
just
that.
had to lay in my house for a couple of months and like just like sweat it out of my system.
Oof. Yeah, that's rough. I know a few people that have been addicted to that one's really hard to. I mean, I had a prescription of it, but I I mean, I still have one.
Well,
It was like eight
I do
months ago.
too.
But yeah,
That's the thing. See, I was never a drug guy. I really wasn't. I mean, like I was a rocker and a roller, but I was never into drugs. I drank like a motherfucker sometimes, but
right.
it was getting hurt and getting like eventually certain in Indiana. Like okay, I got hurt at work over a stupid thing. All the fucking car crashes and shit that I've been in where other people died didn't get hurt too bad. I survived all this shit and other things, and it was a stupid fucking accident at work that fucked me up. But anyway, after you go through all the doctors and the physical therapy and the talk to the surgeons and all this shit, and they're like, well, we can't help you anymore than we already have, so you're fucked. In Indiana, your employer after that point does not have to take care of you. They give you a shitty settlement.
Wow.
And then like you can either go back to work or you can go on disability. Well, I have a hard time accepting handouts like that. So I went back to work, but in order to do that, I had to take fucking. At the time, it was uh, Vicodin, and and Somas, whatever muscle relaxers. But it just got to be more and more and more and more, and then I started buying shit off the street, and that's the short version. But yeah,
Oh
that's
yeah,
what
that's
fucked me up.
with all my friends. I mean, I've lost probably 20 friends to it started with pain pills like a Loratab and then it ended with heroin and cocaine and it's just horrible. It's progressive and it gets you good. Thank God I never
Yeah,
went to that. Thank God.
yeah.
But I
I missed heroin too. I don't know, like everybody else I know, but the thing was, is like I never had to steal to support my habit. I was making really good money, so I would just go and like I knew how to find people that had prescriptions, and I would just go to and be like, "Hey, I'll give you X amount of money for your prescription every month if you're not using them." And most of the time, like, "Yeah, here you go." And so, like, most addicts will, they'll scrape together enough money to get 10 or 15 or whatever. But I would go and buy the whole 120 or the whole 90 or 180 or whatever the fuck they had. I would just buy it all.
Wow.
And that's part of how I never got caught. It was just, steady people every month, not having to go and see people out on the sidewalk. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Uh,
I
but see,
that.
that's the thing is, so I didn't get on heroin, even though heroin would have been a lot fucking cheaper. But like, I'm not afraid of needles, but I'm just not a needle person. You know what I mean? I don't want to.
Be afraid of needles. Oh no. No, no, no. Even after being on, banana bags and water or saline for 7 months, I cannot do needles. I do not. I want a tattoo so bad, but I cannot bring myself to do it. I don't know why. Can't do
Well, I mean,
injections in my
look,
hip.
the amount of pain that you went through having kids probably cannot compare to a fucking tattoo.
Hmm.
Or I mean, the tattoo probably can't compare. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think
Right.
you can handle the tattoo.
Well, they're supposed to put injections in both of my hips next week, and I'm terrified.
Right.
Terrified. My husband got one in his foot last week with a cortisone shot. Oh my gosh, he said that it hurt like a bitch, but I don't know if that's because like the tendons and everything's just right there. If maybe they hit something, but I'm fucking terrified. But I can't
Well,
sit for 15, 20 minutes before my hips start aching and I have to stand up and I can't stand up for 20 minutes. I mean, it's a struggle.
yeah.
I have like an
Well, I mean, the thing is, you just got to think of the payoff. You know.
That's true. That's true. My sister's got tattoos. My brother's got tattoos, and I've always wanted them. But I mean, I have piercings. I have no problem with the piercing. I don't know why. I think it's just sitting for
I
long and like having it drag across your skin like that. Uh-uh. No, no, no.
well,
Yeah.
you just have them knock your ass out. Not with
Right.
drugs. I mean, you just get popped to the jaw.
Well, you can't even drink alcohol because it's a blood thinner. You know what I mean? Like you
Right, right.
can't do anything. So I don't know.
Like
It's I mean,
I never got any tattoos. I think it's because I have a problem with commitment. Because I know
right.
whatever I get, I'm gonna want something different the next. You know what I mean?
You a Libra?
What's that?
Are you a Libra?
No, I'm an Aries, but I don't really uh, get into all that kind of thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can't make decisions either. I can't even decide on what to have for dinner. It's bad. I'm like, I don't know.
Well, I can make quick decisions and stick to them, but the thing is, when it comes to music or art or like one day, usually Alice in Chains is probably my favorite band, but then the next day it'll be Slipknot, and like I will stick with one thing for a while, but then when it changes, then you know what I mean. But tattoos are like if you can move them around or change, you know what I mean, it'd be okay. But
Right.
and plus, like when you're wearing a ski mask and you're naked, and if you have a tattoo, they can identify you that way. Let's say you're running down a public sidewalk in a ski mask and nothing else.
What?
You don't have it. I'm sorry. What did I say that out loud?
Shut the fuck up. Oh my god.
Fuck.
Oh my god. Yeah, you're gonna get a hip replacement, Jenny. Oh my god. It's I can't, dude. Like it scares the crap out of me because I'm on such high pain medications that I don't know if they're gonna be able to control my pain. That's what like terrifies me is I don't know if I get a surgery, I'm so scared. I'm so scared. Oh no, no.
I was
Or my
freaking T-Koi ruined a surgery for me when when she was living here. Oh man, I was finally going to get my hernia fixed,
oh yeah.
and like I had been sterilized. I was on the fucking gurney getting ready to get wheeled in, and like we'd already been through all the questions, and I have had seizures in the past. And the doctor comes in with his team, and they're like, "Oh, there's something. We heard her say blah blah blah. You had a seizure." I'm like, don't think I had a seizure. I think I took an Ambien and slumped over on the couch. This is what happened.
Okay.
So then they're like, "Okay, I think he really wanted to go to golf that day. To be honest with you, he's like, oh, can't do it." So then I had to go to a different doctor and have my brain checked and all that, which I already knew was fucked up.
Right.
And but he cleared me for surgery, because I don't know. So
That's
now I got like 5 surgeries I'm supposed to have, and I'm putting them all off. But,
yeah, yeah. Well, that's my dad fell for 2 stories and he broke 13 bones, including
oh
all of his
wow,
mouth, like that whole thing, the whole top of the roof of his mouth, like 4 or 5 bones in there got broken, both arms, both legs. He already has like a bad hip replacement that the big beam or whatever, the big rod that goes through their bone, it's popped out and
yeah,
broke the bone, and
oh
he
god,
every single day. That man is woof, woof. It's insane how much, and he won't get it. I mean, he's got both of his rotor cuffs are torn. I mean, he's
yep, I got one of them.
yeah, yep, it's insane. I don't know how the hell he can live with that, but I mean, I've got my left arm. I shattered that on my wrist. I had horrible surgery on that, but every time it's starting to rain or anything, I can feel it. I can feel it everywhere. Like I'm like, shit,
Yeah,
it's rain. I don't
I
want.
I don't I don't have that problem, but I know a lot of people do.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, did you say that your dad broke bones in his face? Is that what you said?
The whole roof of his mouth, like all of his teeth are like falling out and stuff. All that, the whole.
Yeah.
Oh, and
I
he
I've got
fell down
a
the ladder. He held on to the ladder. He was going up the ladder, and the ladder started coming off the roof, and he fell down the ladder, and every leg went through every hole as he was going. And my husband was there, and he
oh
was on
man,
top of the roof, and nobody else was there. He couldn't do anything. There was no way for him to get down or nothing. And my dad's just sitting there with, bleeding and his legs all. It was horrible. He's like, I've never
wow,
seen anything like that before. It scared the crap out of him. But he had like a grade 4 concussion, and that's when he went all crazy. And yeah, it was crazy.
yeah, I have they used to say I had TBI, but I went to a different doctor in Chicago just to get somebody to shut the fuck up about it. And that doctor said that it's more appropriate to call it CTE. And I don't fucking know. It's brain damage either way. But
Right.
the only thing it does to me is it fucks with my memory so bad. Like I will forget. Like I don't know, a month or two ago. Like that's no. I have a hard time. Like I can't reference time. Like
Hmm.
I'll think something was a month ago, but it was actually 3 months ago, or the other way around. I do fuck that up a lot.
Right.
Um, or like the other day, somebody asked me where I was from, and the word Indiana just fucking wouldn't come to my shit like that. It drives me nuts.
I get that. I fell into a coma for 5 days, so I have the same kind of
Oh
thing.
wow.
Yeah, don't take expired medication. Not a fucking joke. Um,
Oh man, I do that all the time.
oh my God. I had what was it called? It's gabapentin and another
Yeah,
one starts with a B. I have it now, but I won't even take it. But
I take pregabalin, which is kind of like gabapentin.
yeah, and baclofen, something like that.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. We got that too.
I didn't have any, and it was over the weekend. My doctor was not in, and so I had some old prescriptions that were from like, 2, 3 years ago. And so I took a couple of them, thinking that it would help, and I started like hallucinating. Like I thought that there was like big, those comically big like glasses that clowns wear and like shoes and like
Yeah.
everything turned into that. And I was sitting on my bed. I had actually I was earlier in the morning. I cooked dinner or breakfast for the kids. They had a sleepover, so I'd cooked them all breakfast, and I was walking up the stairs, and my arms just gave out, and I dropped everything, and then my nose started bleeding. I mean, it was just a whole thing. I was laughing at the TV when there was absolutely nothing funny. And then,
Well, I tried to snort those, but I couldn't get them to fit up the straw.
oh my good God, no, don't even, don't even.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Oh my God,
And I got a big stash of that somewhere because they prescribed it, but it didn't help. So I got a big stash of I think
don't.
10 milligrams.
I mean, it's Neurontin. It's a it's a derivative for Neurontin, and it goes straight to your nerves. It is no joke. It paralyzed my nerves. I mean, my organs started shutting down. I died in the ambulance. It was no fucking joke, and I was in a coma for 5 days. I was
Wow.
assaulted at the fucking hospital. I was in a dream the entire time. I knew what was going on. I could see people's faces, um, and I just didn't know who they were. But I would wake up and it was just so fucking weird. Dude. It was so weird. Oh my god. I woke up and I didn't know anybody. The only person that was there was my husband. I didn't know his name or anything about. I just knew that he was my person. I was safe with because I knew that some of the nurses had whatever. Um, but I knew that he was my safe person, and they let me walk out of that ICU. 8 hours later, I walked out of the ICU because I wanted to leave, and they let me straight out of the ICU. I was like, "What the fuck, dude?" It was crazy.
Yeah, that's how I usually get out of the hospitals. I just leave AMA until when I think I'm ready. Like, fuck you guys,
No, no,
unless they're
yeah,
giving me good drugs.
they thought I was gonna sue them because they had fucked up bad. My cousin was actually my nurse, and she came in, and she decided that it was gonna be a good idea to go and tell my family that I had overdosed. And I mean, my dad died. He died 8 times from overdosing, and he came back. And that is not at all what happened. I mean, I took expired medications. I didn't overdose. And so my brother, being the hard ass that he is, he went and got her fired because he's a nurse and he's just like, this shit's not right. But
Oh, AMA or not AMA? What's it called?
DNA, he was
No, what the law that HIPAA?
the HIPAA law. She cannot go and
Yeah.
tell everything that happened. But I mean, it was insanely crazy and just crazy. And that was all part of my psychotic 2 years. Like I fell off the earth for 2 years, but I'm building my way back.
But what a ride, you know? Yeah.
I mean, you learn, you live and you learn, I guess. I mean, what else can you fucking do?
Right. You know, people that have I don't know, like I've done some fucked up things. I'm a fucked up person. I'm the first to admit it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, I can't imagine, even with all the negative shit that I've brought to myself and other people. I mean, I do have some regrets about things that I did that hurt other people, but for me personally, like, I look back and I wonder, I'm like, you know what? I'm glad all that shit happened because, like, I can't imagine just being, I'm just gonna say, a vanilla person that,
Yeah.
like, I mean, everybody has personal turmoils. Everybody has problems. Everybody has to face shit.
When somebody's just
But
so basic, I call them vanilla.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah. I
I,
can't be
I
that.
was
I can't. I was never supposed to be that person.
right. Like I do fucked up things just to get reactions. You know, like I literally have done this. Like I'll walk up to a chick. I don't really go to bars anymore, but like I'll walk up to a chick that I think's attractive, and I will look her right in the eye and I'll say, "Hey, what size ball gag do you wear?"
Oh
And
my
if she
goodness.
smiles and gives me an answer, I know we're gonna have a good time. If she slaps me, I just walk away.
I didn't even know what a ball gag was until, oh, never mind. I'm not even gonna go there. But
You had to look it up, didn't you?
I did, and it was with a predator. So yeah, it was
Hmm.
disgusting. I mean,
Well, yeah, that's kind of a negative way to look at it, but
you can go see it on my channel. It's freaking pervy Peter. He's disgusting, disgusting. He kept trying to make me touch myself, and so he would be like, "Well, you need to do you mouth," and he has like a Russian or like Yugoslavian uh, accent, and so you can barely understand him. But he was like, "Do you know what to do?" And I was like, "No." And he's like, "Well, go look it up." And so he wanted me to watch porno and touch myself. And so instead,
yeah.
I kept reading the Wikipedia explanation of what it was.
Well,
I'm
I
like,
mean, you do what you
yeah,
got to do for the job. I mean, I was a decoy too. I decoyed for AZ and a little bit for PCI and a couple other people. But so
oh
yeah,
yeah,
I get it when they're. I
yeah,
mean, like I can usually keep my cool through about anything. Like I might get loud, but that doesn't mean I'm really getting aggressive, you know. But
right.
um, I mean, everybody's heard me yell at people on here before, but um, a
I
couple
don't.
of times, man, I threw my phone across the room because these motherfuckers. But at the same time, it's funny because it's a middle-aged man thinking he's talking to a 14-year-old little girl. and
Right.
but he's actually talking to another middle-aged man. It's like, you motherfucker, you are lucky you don't live up the street from me. You
Right.
know?
Yeah. All I can sit there and think is, oh, there's another felony. Oh, there's another. Go ahead and bury yourself. Bury yourself. Like I have to
Yep. Yep.
compartmentalize all of that because if I don't, it'll make me go crazy.
It will. It will. I mean, you gotta shut that shit out at times. I mean, I did. A lot of, not really a lot, but a few times. Like I just couldn't fucking do it. It wasn't just because of that. It was other personal things going on at the same time. I was like, fuck it. I'm not talking to anybody at all ever. You know.
Right.
And then I just felt, hey, I got grounded for 3 days. I couldn't have my phone. I'm sorry. And they buy it every time.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I would do the same all the time with fucking Boomhauer. He was so fucking needy. It was disgusting. But I got to the point where like when I started, I was just like, this is gonna be this, that's gonna be that. It's gonna be completely separate from my life. But I with my decoy, my backstory was as close to my story as possible because I forget shit. I can't make up different stories for everybody. I'll forget it and I'll fuck it up. So I
Yeah,
went
I always kept
through.
my details the same. You know.
Yeah. I didn't have a dad. My dad was murdered, and that pulls them in.
Yep.
It makes them, back down because there's not a man that they have to confront. There's nothing there. And so it disarms them. And so, and then my
Yep.
mom had 2 jobs, and I had 3 siblings, and my 3 siblings were the age of my kids. And so when I had to do mom time, I would be like, oh, well, I got to go, make dinner, or I gotta watch the kids. I got to do this. And so on
Hmm.
one of the last catches that I was working on, I said, he, he goes, well, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm laying in bed. He's like, well, are you alone? And I knew where he was fucking going. And so I'm like, no, I share a room with my sister. And he's like, well, can you put your legs up? And I'm like, no. He's like, well, how old is she? I'm like, she's 11. And he's like, oh, really? I'm like, why? You want her to? Like, just like with an attitude, because I was already pissed off at him for the shit that he was saying. And he's like, oh,
Yeah.
well, maybe. Has she had sex before? I'm like, what?
Oh my God.
And so
It's just like
I,
a regular thing to these people, you know?
yeah, and that triggered something in me because when I thought of my sister, that was my daughter. I was not able to separate that. So that last one that I did was that fucked me up, dude. I was like, no, 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 no. And I mean, he was sitting there saying things like, I mean, trigger warning, guys, like seriously, saying things like he wanted me to put his dick inside my 11-year-old sister, and it was just
Oh my
absolute
God.
grotesque and so beyond disturbing. And then when Tommy gets there, and it was Tommy, Cooley, and Captain, like they left as soon as Tommy started reading the chat logs. He was just like, "Fuck this! Like we're going." And so he went up to South Dakota the next day, and this guy was so, oh my God, he had like PTSD. He was off his rocker. I mean, it was a very sensitive situation, like very sensitive. And so, like they handled it as best as they could, but that guy needed some fucking help, like bad. He needed help. But he like he's like, oh, is that a gun? Like he saw Cooley's gun, like, and those guys that have gone through war and stuff, they're not fucking right in the head, and that guy was not right. So I
No,
mean,
I had a couple of friends that came back from Afghanistan and Iraq, man, and
yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
they're not the same
not,
guys anymore.
not at all. That dude, ooh, he was on the edge. And then the fucking police station was like 45 minutes or 45 miles away, and they wouldn't even come out. It was insane. It was just crazy. But I mean, he was the sickest one, I think, that I could have even done. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't. I couldn't. I got one more catch after that, but that's because, it was just an old one that came back and actually had the balls to come meet Tommy. But yeah, it's so satisfying seeing the confrontation,
Oh
and
yeah,
it's it makes you get addicted to it. Like you want it, you want to get that done. It's so
you get that.
completely.
Yeah, that. Yeah, I get the same. Like when I was hunting a fugitive, especially if they were like really actively running.
Hmm.
Like you get this um like aggression about you. You're like, I want that motherfucker. I'm gonna get that motherfucker no matter what it takes.
Yep.
And yeah, when I was decoying it, it wasn't as extreme, because I wasn't there, getting ready to put handcuffs on him. But it was the same kind of mentality. It was like, get this motherfucker. Like AZ would be saying, yeah, I'm 20 minutes from his house, and we're like, fuck yeah, get him, get. It was so satisfying when they, you know,
Yeah, like Tommy and Captain would, because they have my login code for my text now, so they would see everything right then, like what was going on. And so it's exhilarating. It really is. I love it, but it's also very triggering for me. I've been abused many times, and so when it came to my 11-year-old sister, daughter, it was too much for me. So I had to step back. But I mean, I think that
yeah.
right now my purpose in this community is to help survivors. I think that that's probably the best way that I can help anybody is to try to help them because it helps me at the same time. So I think that that's where
Right.
my heart is try to help. What happens after people don't know. I mean, that's the whole reason why Damone is even in this community is because he came and saw one of my stories. And I mean, he emailed me and he's just like, I didn't even realize, he's like, I thought this was for entertainment, watching these fuckers get arrested. But he's like, I didn't even realize the whole other side of it. And so that's why he's so deep in this. That's why he always says that,
Right.
if it wasn't for me, he wouldn't be here. But I think that it's important for people to know the effects, the lifelong effects of what actually happens after this shit goes down. So,
Oh yeah,
uh,
absolutely.
yeah, it's not just an arrest and this guy goes to jail for 5 months and has to register. No, it is a lifelong struggle with trust issues and abandonment and all of it. Just it's it's a head fuck. It really is. Like PTSD is no fucking joke. Like not at all.
No, no. Like that, nothing like that. Like looking back, like I know that when I was a kid, I had some close calls, but like
Yeah.
I was never actually, um, like this one dude, or one of our guys. He wasn't really a scout leader, but he let us use his land, and
Mhm.
we were out there helping him clear brush. And there was a big brush pile, and he told me to go around there and to the back and do something. And he came around, and it was just me and him. And like I just got this real. I didn't realize it at the time, but I just got a real uneasy feeling,
Mhm.
and I just made an excuse and I took off. But I found out years later that like he'd been molesting kids out there,
Oh my god.
and like had I like
Stay.
submitted to what I would have happened to me.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And
And when you're a kid, you
I don't,
know better. This, what
huh?
is it normal? Is kids just don't know any better. Like there's been kids like women and men that have come out of abusive from their parents or someone very close
Hmm.
to them doing it to them, and they don't know anymore. They think it's a normal fucking thing for their dad to rape them, and it
Yeah.
takes a lot for them to pull out of that. It really does. I mean, it's not. Oof, man. I mean, that's why I do my support group. I've started like a support group for survivors every other
Oh,
Sunday.
nice.
I think it's important. I mean, I need to
Are
market it.
are you doing that on your channel, or is it a private thing?
It's a private thing. It's in Jitsi. And it's pretty much like StreamYards. Like you can mute it, you can use your mic, or you can text. And then there's also a thing where you can raise your hand, so you don't interrupt people. I think it's probably the best platform to use.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. But a lot of people don't know how to use it. It's just like StreamYards where it pulls you into your browser, or you can download the app. So um, I just need to make like an explanation video, but I don't know how to fucking do that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't edit shit. I just fucking throw things up here. Yeah.
Yeah,
You can
right?
People can take it or leave it. I'm not interested in building a channel. I do what I do.
Right.
If you like it, great. If you don't, fuck you.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think that mine is a little bit different only because my channel is based around survivors and having a safe place to come and talk about your issues and know that you have people around you that are like-minded or that support you and want to see you do better. So, I mean, with my panels, I try not to get into crazy things, um, but I need to get back to building my channel and I need to get on my podcast. I have so many fucking things that I need to do, and it's not, I'm the worst person trying to get things at the very last minute. It's bad.
Yeah.
Nip.
Chat, I'm sorry I've been completely ignoring you. It's not on purpose. I just engaged in the conversation.
Me too. I'm very sorry, guys. I'm very sorry. I saw about Jenny T. Your dad's not do. Are you? Is it your dad not doing well, honey? His hip bone. Oh
Yeah,
my.
Jenny's going through a lot of shit right now.
Oh, I'm so sorry, honey. You're a very good daughter, though, to be taking care of him. That's important. Very important. I take gabapentin and baclofen. That's what it is. Ended up with a rare autoimmune disorder. I have so many autoimmune diseases. It's not even kidding. Like, not even funny. Not even kidding. Like, my brain's not even working. See how that works? um,
Oh, believe me, I get that.
I get brain fog. They call it fibro fog from fibromyalgia. I think it's a whole shit and caboodle of everything that I've gone through. But I'll take fiber fog anyway. You had to use your hands. Walk and use your hands all over again at 38. Oh my gosh, Sarah. Holy cow, that's intense. Are you doing okay though? Like, have you gotten back to yourself, or do you feel like you're back to? That's crazy. I'm so sorry. Holy cow. Hear that from
Yeah,
people.
Hebrew, I can't tell if I got you modded or not, but you can drop your link if you're going live after me. Um, anybody can drop links in my chat. I do not, as long as it's like, if you link me to porn, I will hunt you down and do something to you, something bad.
We'll be doing stupid shit like that. I have my whole. I probably have like 50 links in my clipboard or whatever. It's
Hmm.
not everything that is in my clipboard is all for the community, and I have like everybody's link in there. Everybody, pretty much everybody. And now I have to include all the Rumble links too. So that's been fun. It's crazy.
Yeah, it all gets a bit much at times, you know.
It's nice to have them. I mean, especially I know that
Well,
with
that's
channel, it's nice to have that support of people throwing out different things that need to be in there. So
that's I mean, the original reason I started this channel was because, one of them still might happen, but um, there were certain things that I didn't want to risk that should be like on Edwards or Locksmith, and like
hmm
I didn't want to risk their channels, but I don't give a fuck about mine. That's what I originally. All you need, is 50 subs to go live, and um, Locksmith set this up, and I had like 70 real quick, which surprised the shit out of me. I thought I was gonna have to struggle to get to 50,
oh wow,
and so I mean now it's just about half the time that I go live, nobody else is live, and somebody say, "Hey, do a live so we get so we can talk or whatever," and blah
right.
blah blah. And I've done a few things that were scheduled, like with Haley, and I am not having people want me to bring Miranda back up here. I'm not doing it because at this point, I feel like I would be exploiting somebody that has some pretty bad mental issues, and I don't want to be about that.
She called me
I
a hoe. She's like, "Fuck them hoes." I'm like, "What? I never even said anything about you or to you or whatever." It's really weird. I don't know. I feel
you,
bad for her though, honestly.
well, I mean, I do too, and like the private conversations I've had with her. I'm not gonna say what, but
Right.
like, yeah, she's got some major problems, and people want me to have her back up because they either want to confront her. Mostly, I think it's because they just want to see a train wreck, and like, I don't want to exploit that. You know what I mean?
Hell no.
She asked to come up because she said she wanted to say something about whatever, and she said the girl does not know what she's doing. Well, she knows what she's doing, but like she doesn't understand why people were mad at her.
Right.
Um, and
And
she's denying doing certain things that I know she did.
right.
And yeah,
Which is kind of silly because I mean, if you did something, there's no reason to lie about it. You know what I mean? Like, just stand up and apologize or do what you need to do. That's how I feel anyways. I don't like to lie about shit like that. I get lost in lies and then it turns into a big huge issue.
yeah, you got to have a good memory to be a good liar. And yeah,
And if you can tell I'm lying. You can see it on my face. I'm not a good liar. I'm not. But, it's probably a good thing, honestly. Yeah, brain fog is for real, for real. I just want to say, like,
hmm
to everybody that's having problems right now, like, my heart goes out to you, honestly. I'm here for you. Anytime you guys want to talk, you can always get a hold of me. anywhere. I mean, I'm on Gilded and just, reach out to me. I'm here. But I mean, my heart goes out to you, Jenny and Sarah. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And Kid Nurse losing your dad to leukemia. That's horrible, honey. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
you guys. And same thing with me. And like I know that like I know what my reputation is around here, but like when people hit me up, and quite a few do, they confide things in me, and I can keep my fucking mouth shut if I have to.
Yeah,
Um, I don't know. Look, I've been told that I'm easy to talk to. I don't know. I talk to myself all the time, and I still think I'm an asshole. So
right?
I don't know.
I confuse myself when I talk to myself.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, yeah. When you start arguing with yourself, then you just need to sit down and have a cigarette.
Like,
So I smoke a lot of cigarettes.
yeah, people have done the same thing to me. They've literally walked up to me and told me their life story, and they're like, "I do not know why I'm telling you this." But I mean,
Oh
I'm
yeah,
really,
like I rip stories off the things. Well, like today talking about losing a baby. Like I have talked about that publicly before, but well,
yeah,
now I look back, I'm like, man, I fucking why did I tell everybody that? You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, I get it. I mean, I do the same thing too. I talk, 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 and I tell my life story, and then I go, "Oh my God, what did I fucking say?" And
Hmm.
sometimes I regret it. I'll probably regret saying some things tonight, but I mean, at least you guys know a little bit more about me, and if I'm sorry if you don't like it, but you know a little bit more
Well,
about
I
me,
mean, we don't really know it. This is the first time, well, not the first time we've talked face or not, well, talked one on one, but
right?
well, that was the first time it's just been you and me, and I mean, I feel like I know you. I feel like we've had a bonding moment. All that fucking bullshit. But yeah, I feel like I know you better now, and I like you.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that's probably the biggest thing that I wanted to achieve, going and making sure that I was out there talking to other people. And because there's a lot of people who are like, oh, you're a Tommy simp, you're just a mod, you're just a decoy, you're just that, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't like that. I don't,
Well, when people say just a decoy, that pisses me off because
yeah,
people that are saying that have most likely never done it and don't know what you go through. Decoys don't get nearly enough credit. They never do.
right.
I mean, it takes a toll on you mentally. It takes up a lot of time. A lot of these motherfuckers will text you every 3 minutes, and if you don't answer back right away, they're like, "Who are you with? Who are you with? Where are you at?" You know what I mean? It's fucking yeah,
You're in like 3 or 4 different relationships at a time and trying to juggle them all, acting like you're somebody
hmm
else. It's confusing and it's hard. It takes time away from your
yeah.
you need to do and you're
Once showing you pictures of graduated butt plugs, from small to large, and explaining to you exactly how you're going to use them and what you need to get used to for that. And then another one's telling you to do fucked up shit with your fucking hairbrush. Yeah, yeah, it takes a toll.
I've heard that one before
Why
too.
why do they pick hairbrushes, man? Like, I mean, I'm a kinky motherfucker, right? Like I've inserted some things, never without consent, but like
Right.
a fucking hairbrush would not be my, you know what I mean?
It's not a go-to. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it'd be comfortable for the, you know what I mean? It just, I don't know.
Ribs for your pleasure. Ew. Gross. That's horrible. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
heard
when they say rib for her pleasure, I turn them inside out.
ew. Gross. Yeah, they say some awful things like they'll send you like a dick pic of them being hard and I mean, this is what Boomhauer used to do. Oh my God. So he would like ask permission. He had my picture as his wallpaper on his phone, and his mom was an ex-cop, but he would ask for permission to pleasure himself, and then he would want me to help him. I don't know. I would just play dumb with a lot of things. I was like, oh, okay, well, you know what I mean? Like just play dumb because I don't want to help you do shit. It's just fucking gross. But
Yeah,
and take a picture of that, and then take a picture after he was done and send it to me. I was like, dude, why? Every freaking time. Every
nice.
it's just disgusting. Just disgusting. Don't forget plungers. Steph, are you serious? Plungers? That's gross.
Well, with the ones with the acrylic handle that are ribbed on the end,
Fuck no. Do you know how much bacteria is on that shit? You're gonna put that in
hmm
no inside yourself? Do you know how oh my god. You're asking for a freaking something. Oh my gosh, at least an infection. Get MRSA inside yourself? Fucking no. Gross.
when I first started decoying, of course I made mistakes, but I actually
Yeah.
got tricked into decoying. Freaking Decoy and I were really good friends, and like what she asked me, do you mind using your phone to make, because you can only make so many accounts like with Kick or whatever,
Oh
and then
yeah.
you can't do that device anymore without resetting it.
Right.
So I had a clean phone, so I'm making accounts for her and passing them off to other people. Making the email, I'd make the email. She'd give me a name to use, just very basic stuff, and then I give them the passwords, pass them off to other people.
Right.
Well, one day, like I did the thing, and she sent me a picture, which was not uncommon. But it was usually just one profile picture, and then I pass it off. So she sends me
Uh-huh.
more and more pictures. She's like, "Put these on there too." I'm like, "All right, cool." But she had asked me several times if I wanted to be a decoy. I'm like, "No, I don't think I can handle it. I think I would fucking like call them and go off on them as me. And which never happened. Well, no, actually, I take that back. It did happen, but that was after we couldn't catch him physically. Um,
Okay.
which, by the way, I'm willing to do for anybody. But anyway, uh, she sent me all these pictures, and I put them on there, and she's like, "Okay, you're a decoy now." I'm like, "God damn it!" So, so I fucking started decoying.
Yeah.
Like I knew the rules. You let them get sexual first. You let them. I knew what the rules were.
Right.
But once they started getting sexual, my first couple, like I got overly sexual. I'm like, "Oh
Yeah.
yeah, my boyfriend used to bulldog me," and and Tori's
Yeah.
like, "No, you can't do that. If that goes to court, you're gonna.
Right. I mean, we have like specific rules. We have a handbook and everything. We're actually building CPP University that has goes through everything. I mean, it's yeah, we're very very technical with the things that we do, but
Oh,
all that
cool.
stuff, so many different things, so many steps that you have to take. And I was exactly the same way. I tried way too hard at
Mhm.
first, way too hard.
Yeah, yeah.
And
But
so
you
she,
learn, and you get corrected, and you move on.
yeah, exactly. Decoy is an amazing freaking decoy, and she has the biggest, funniest personality too. She's just a beautiful person. I really love decoy.
Yeah.
But it's funny because as soon as I started decoying, every decoy reached out to me. I mean, Steph. No, I reached out to Steph, but like Amy and Sabrina, and I reached out to decoy, and I just wanted to know different things of how to do it and make sure that the cases were solid. But there's
Yeah.
some amazing decoys in this
It,
community. No joke, like amazing fucking people.
if I remember right, I think I hooked Stephanie up with Alex because what I used to do, before I got caught up on all the fucking drama bullshit, what I used to
Yeah.
do was there used to be a Discord called the Archive, and what we
Mm-hmm.
tried to do is like get everybody in there, all the catchers, all the decoys, get everybody in there and learn from each other. Ideally, it sounds great, but with all the bullshit backstabbing, it,
Oh yeah.
it, it imploded at the end. But
Yeah.
my job there was I was a recruiter, and what I would do is make contact with new groups, seek out new groups,
Oh,
kind of pulling like I pulled in PCI, I pulled in KTS, I pulled in Musa. Actually, he was just getting started. We put them all in together, and
okay.
so that was my deal is like because I could hook you up with Edward, I could hook you up with an editor, I could hook you up with whatever you needed. I was the
Right.
hookup guy. You need fucking cocaine, boom, you got it. And so that was my thing. And if I remember right, I think I hooked Stephanie up with Alex. If I'm wrong, Stephanie, correct me if you're in here. Um, but yeah, that used to be my thing, and I'd like to get back to doing that because
Right.
and we had some groups that I don't know if you guys remember Creeps Cringe. We kicked them motherfuckers out because they were doing some like they would get really sexual with the guy
Yeah.
and not tell him the age until they were in the parking lot.
Oh no.
And yeah,
Oh no, no. You
and
cannot.
but like so we stopped helping them, and if you notice, they're not really around anymore.
Yeah, I've
Um,
never heard.
yeah, I mean, that's not a. They're like, well, he still approached us. I'm like, he might have been wanting to chew your ass out. That's he's not a predator yet.
Well, it's dangerous too. I mean, you can't just like confront him and be like, "Oh, well, she was 14, by the way." There's no the legality in that. It's just, oh no, 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 that would not work. Oh,
Yeah,
no,
it wasn't
Alex
good at
we
all.
were Fred, and we were panicking that we had to find a team, but I don't think. Oh, I do think that you put in a good word though. Oh yeah, so it was Nick.
Maybe that was it. Like I said, my memory sucks. I just remember something going on, but
Yeah, but what is that? How to learn to be a drugged out narcissist? Really? Like seriously?
wait a minute. Wait a minute. Who said what now?
Oh, MasterCard. That's not really funny, dude. Honestly. Wow. Okay. But yeah, I think that there's some pretty amazing decoys. Like when she first learned what not play, she was like, dude. She texted me, she's
Oh,
like,
I,
she's like, all this time I thought,
I literally have a book on not play.
"Ew, gross, gross. She's like, all this time I thought that they just couldn't spell and they were saying not like naughty, but it ended up being like a dog. Like, that's disgusting. But yeah, so that one's like burned into my memory. I'm like, oh, good. Oh, my good. She was cringe. She berated a 17-year-old. Who? I don't. Who, Jenny?
Yeah, creeps cringe. They caught a 17-year-old. They knew he was 17, and they fucking like the decoy was like 13, which was sick. But they did a live catch knowing he was 17, which
That
means he was not breaking any laws, and he's a fucking minor. And they blasted him. Put that kid. Yeah, I came down hard on them for that.
who does that? Seriously. I mean, you have to have a certain set of rules. That doesn't work. I mean, obviously, I
Mhm.
started going after people had gotten, they found their footing in it, and I mean, it all started on Facebook. I learned this from Cat Eyes the other night. Is that they used to be pred hunters and they were on Facebook and they moved to YouTube and now they're catchers. But I mean, this has been going on for years. But the amazing decoys that we have now have actually made a foundation for this community, and there's so many different rules that you have to follow, and that's just it makes it completely amazing. Honestly, it's it's like a secret society of catching bad guys. It's amazing. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, yeah. People don't understand the work that's going on behind the scenes, and it's cool.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I don't know different groups or whatnot what they have behind the scenes, but I mean we've got like 60 people at least. We have team meetings every week, and I mean it's crazy.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not involved with it now, but yeah, we had a what we called the evidence locker, where like all the decoys that work for AZ,
Hmm.
you do your screenshots, and we all put them in there so we can all look at them, and AZ can see them anytime.
Yeah,
And yeah, we did something similar to that. We didn't have 60 people, but
right.
um,
Yeah, it's crazy. The
that
support is
was see that was before there were so many though.
right.
And that this is where like Twomper tells around that like I was controlling the community, which how the fuck would you even do that? I mean, there was a thing like when the archive existed where like most of the catchers were all in together
Oh,
before the guy that was running it went crazy and destroyed the whole thing. But you used to see his name. He was modded everywhere. At
who?
Appleby, I don't know if any of you were around for him, but um,
Appleby?
yeah, that was his name in the chat. He was modded everywhere.
Wait,
Um, huh?
who are you talking about? Sorry, I got lost there.
His name was Appleby in the chat.
Oh,
The people that have been around for like 3 years will know who I'm talking about
oh, okay,
because
yeah.
he was everywhere, but he's gone now.
Oh, that kind of sucks.
But
Is
yeah,
that
see, that was before there were. This whole thing has exploded in the last, especially 2 years. I mean, back when it was, 15 groups or whatever. Now, how many are there? I don't even fucking know. But back then, like, I knew all of them, and we were just helping each other out. But Rami kind of came along and fucked some of that up, and yeah.
yeah? I don't. I don't. I was never able to really watch his catches. I just didn't. There was something just not right about it. Um, but yeah,
The dude's
in
a
this
fucking psycho.
there's something
I
there. I don't know.
he's a fucking scam artist too. I offered him. I I I had 2 bulletproof vests that I was selling because I didn't need that many anymore.
Okay.
And he was telling on his live stream. This was back when there was see, I remember when Alex had like 20 people in his live streams, and at that point Rami probably had, I don't know, 120 in his live streams. He's
Well,
like, guys, I got shit on a catch. I'm like, oh shit. He's like, I need money. I need $2,000 for a bulletproof vest. Well, I was selling one for 800, but I was just gonna give it to him, and he
oh,
wouldn't take it. He
what?
just wanted the fucking money. So I wound up giving it to Polo. I was,
Wow. I didn't know that.
and oh yeah, that was a whole big thing back in the day. And then Rami fucking faking said these guys robbed his car at gunpoint, stole all of his shit, and he needed money for cameras and everything that they stole. He's a fucking scam artist. I mean, he was on I can't remember if it was YouTube or Instagram Live. But he's laying in a hospital bed. Like I could tell he was in opioid withdrawal, and he's literally saying, "Guys, I'm dying, I can't breathe." Like if you were dying, you can't fuck. You're not gonna be able to say it. And then he's like getting up out of bed and fucking with the oxygen thing. Yeah, fuck you, Rami. He's a fucking scammer.
That's freaking odd. That's odd. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yes, I saw that earlier. Like seriously, that was so messed up. Oh my gosh. She was like doing a decoy call. Is it Shawnee Boy? Sorry, I haven't really been following lately, but somebody put their phone call up on YouTube. Was it YouTube or something? He's like, yeah, our entire phone call is up. She's like, oh my gosh, are we famous? It was kind of funny, but yeah, you were on point with that. On point. That's crazy, dude. I was so pissed off. I'm like, are you kidding me? Who the hell would do that? I don't know who the hell is going around this community trying to hurt people. The only thing that pops in my head is DM York, honest to God. That's what pops in my head. Is
Well,
he trying to
it probably is.
he's trying to
We
expose people because he's
we
pissed off
had back in the early days when there was a pred called, I think I can talk about it now. He was called Teddy Bear Pred.
Okay.
And Tori had been talking to him for a long time. This was back when she only had, I don't know, like 600 subs or whatever. I don't even know how many she's got now. But so anyway, this dude doxed his Facebook, if I remember right, on a
Oh,
live stream, and somebody fucking, like, we know who it was. Can't prove it, but we know who it was because only no, I said that wrong. Um, I got to be careful how I say this, or people will figure it out. But anyway, how did that work? Oh no, yeah, the guy doxed his Facebook or something on live, and she couldn't mute it fast enough.
oh
So
yeah.
anyway, this person, it was like we kicked him. He hadn't been kicked out of the evidence locker yet. He got into the evidence locker, got information, and gave it to the guy. There was only like 6 of us, I think, that had access to that, and
Oh
there was only one of us that was doing fucked up things. So we know who it was. We just can't prove it. So yeah, this has been going on. This is not a new thing. It's just a new person. And
yeah.
yeah, I 100% believe it's York.
Well, that's somebody. It was, geez, a couple months back when I was decoying, had put a message on one of the comments on the videos saying that there's somebody that's out there that's listening to all the decoy calls and that's trying to expose the decoys and like alert.
Mhm.
And so that's why we stopped doing live calls is because of that. Like we're not gonna. We didn't know. No, just no.
Yeah.
That
See, there are people around that are really good at picking up on like subtle little clints, subtle little hints that people drop that just go over most people's heads and they don't realize it. But there are
right.
people watching that are really good at picking up on that stuff.
Yeah.
I
Do
mean,
you
that's
survive?
that's kind of where I come in. Like, I don't know what my success rate is. Probably, I don't know, 60%. But like, we have no real name, we have no real number. sometimes I can still pick things out and get enough to at least know where they're at.
Oh yeah.
And then kind of work it down. I'm sure you guys do the same thing, but
Yeah, we have we call it our OSINT team. They're amazing. I mean, they've literally gotten, addresses for relatives and everything off of a picture. And it's
oh yeah,
insane.
yep.
They can, and I mean, whew, they are really good. I am so like, I'm shocked they actually watched your live. Do you think that anybody else put it anywhere else on YouTube that he would have seen it or something? Or do you think it was your actual live? Because if that's the case, like he fucking knows, dude. He knows all of it. But he's still trying to have you like get him off. That's fucking gross, dude. Oof, oof,
Mm.
no. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I would keep him private for sure, but that sucks. That's how we kind of had to do it. Because I did a phone call. Peter was not my catch. He was actually Maddie's catch. And so I just did the phone calls because obviously he couldn't pull off a girl, um but yeah, I had to keep everything off of it until he was actually caught because I didn't want anything out there. But
Yeah, it's a tricky situation. I mean, we we are a good cause, but there are people out there that don't think we are a good cause, even law enforcement sometimes. Give me 1 second, I gotta mute. All right. Oh, off the subject, but anybody want to see the kitties? They're following me around again. Uh-oh, I think we lost her. Hang on. I don't know. Can you guys still hear me? I'm not sure if it's a problem with my end or what. All right, these little fuckers are following me around again. That little one that looks like a raccoon is the one that Gabby is taking. I swear he's part raccoon. Hey, little buddy. Say hi. There you go. What is that? What is it? And here's my third little buddy. Uh-oh. They don't like the camera. Hey, what are you doing? Are you attacking me now? Go ahead, jump. Oh, that's the kitty that was in the jump video. All right. I'm going back into the shop. There's stuff in there I can't let y'all see. Yeah, Rod Plum, you like my pussy? Where did we get them? We we have cats that some of them. There's 3 adults, male and 2 female, and that male, like we don't do claw, we don't neuter, we don't do nothing. They're just kind of on their own out here. We do feed them, um, and if they're hurt, we take care of them. But yeah, the male knocked up both the females. So these are actually 2 litters, 2 weeks apart, and yeah, sometimes when that happens, like one mama cat will adopt all of the babies. So one mama cat adopted all of the babies except for the one that's different, and they kept him safe because uh, when cats are kind of wild like this, the big tomcats, the adults will kill The baby tomcats. Uh-oh, that was playing with my cord. Uh-oh, you're gonna get me, aren't you? Think about this. I am like 40 times the size of this little fucker. He's thinking about attacking me. There you are. See, that thing is part raccoon. Oh, man, I'm too old to be crouching down like this. But anyway, Gabby is taking the one that looks like a raccoon. And I'm going to try to get her to take all of them. We can have this many cats around here. Little fella, you are going to get stepped on. Yeah, they don't like the camera. But anyway, I'm going to go sit back in the shop. I can't let you guys see what's in there. Somehow federal prison just doesn't appeal to me. All right, well, unless there's something pressing you want to say, Smashly, I'm going to go ahead and hang this up. But it's up to you. I'll throw another link down. Anybody wants to click on it, go ahead. Otherwise, I'm going to hang this up for the night. You see, this is how I want my channel to really be. We can talk about, I mean, I do have to address some issues because of who I am and what I do. I get it. But I would much rather have it like this than fucking hate on people all the time. Well, if somebody wants to send me a self-addressed stamped envelope, I'd be happy to stuff a kitten in there and mail it to you. Or it might arrive in 2 different packages, who knows. All right, Smashly. Hey, I really do appreciate you coming on. I'm glad we had a good talk. But all right, and I do appreciate. Oh, here we go. They come out. Oh, hold on. I am too old for this shit. All right, I'm back. I kicked myself out. But anyway, these little fuckers say goodnight. There he is. I swear to God, he looks like a raccoon. I might skin him and make a hat. All right, y'all. Hey, what's up, bad guy? Unless you want to come on, I'm gonna hang this up. It's on you, bad guy. If you want to come up, man, we can do that. If not, I'm just gonna hang it up.
Unless you're gonna go live on your channel. All right, cool. All right, y'all. I appreciate you showing up and participating in the insanity. And as always, stay naked.